Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Challenger Podcast. Today we're joined with our two lovely co-hosts, Free Game Nino the Third, and of course Mello the Dreamer. Thankfully, he wrote his name in the actual description below his name. But yeah, so we're here with another episode of Challenger Podcast. We're here, guys. Another episode.
Bro, was my shit lagging and he just like, or did he just talk hella fast for no reason?
We've done this intro like 50,000 times.
Bro, I swear to God, like you ever like your computer, like your headphones ever lag while you're talking to somebody, and then like your shit just catches up with it, and it talk hella fast and slow down. That's what it sounds like you just did right now.
Oh damn, my bad. Yeah, I was talking fast, and plus that, my bad.
You've been watching too much Destiny, bro. Been watching too much Destiny,
bro. Yo, son, I don't know if y'all seen it, bro. Destiny got exposed recently. Bro, this is why right now he's probably my favorite creator, bro. He got exposed. I don't know if you've seen it. So if you guys didn't see it, I recommend you not.
Wait. So Destiny is like a pop culture political streamer.
Okay, I was about to say for the people who don't know like me, can you tell us?
On YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, and he's probably like one of the biggest political more left.
What is left wing? Republican or is that Democrat? Left is Democrat, right?
Yeah, Democrat.
Well, it's not necessarily Democrat, but Democrats are left.
More left, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what he does. But he does other stuff too. But yeah.
So what are you saying? Talk about though, like, sorry, I don't know who he is.
We were just talking. Our last pod, I said he's my favorite creator right now, and I think him getting exposed, like, kind of like crystallized it, bro. He's like a content machine. Like, even if I don't agree with what he says, his debates are entertaining. I remember he dyed his hair blue for the plot because he wanted to be like a blue hair liberal. Bro, this guy's like a content machine. That's why I rock him. And then he got exposed. Like, bro, it's like everything constant content. Oh my God, that's why I rock him.
What was the expose? What happened?
Oh, bro, so he's bisexual.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty common nowadays.
Was that not known?
He got caught giving a Gluck 3000. Let's just put it like that.
Whoa!
Yes.
Wait, you didn't know that?
No, the video leaked on Twitter. Like, I think yesterday.
Oh, so he got like a sex tape scandal thing.
Yeah. So like, bro,
Okay.
and if y'all know, before the election was like a whole.
He was a hot to it girl before the hot to it girl, bro. That's crazy.
Basically, bro. But just going on that, like before the election, he went up on an election. But before that, he had like a whole divorce that was crazy, and everybody was going.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like he's a content machine, bro.
His whole life is like you said, like just like drama. I'm like I get exhausted. Why? Sometimes I have to take breaks. Cause I'm like the debates are cool, I guess, for just like blood sports, whatever.
Who do he be debating?
Just pretty much conservatives, more right-wing people, pretty much anybody. Like basically Destiny is like for like politics content creators, he's supposed to be like the number one debate guy. Like nobody on planet Earth is on his level for the left or whatever.
Well, I'm sleeping. I don't know who this guy is.
It's like that. Well, if
that's the rep. That's the reputation. That's the reputation.
It's more because he actually does research. I think a lot of the left people, they don't fully dive in. To be honest, neither do the right. But Destiny actually he goes on like hour deep dives just reading research. So
yeah, his streams are like his streams are kind of, some of them are fun, but those research streams are so boring, bro. I don't know how people sit through them, bro.
What else he get exposed for? Because being bisexual, that ain't really being exposed nowadays. I think that shit is
no.
20 years ago.
He said supposedly he's in an open relationship. I think this was before the election. He was in an open relationship, so people called him a cuck. And of course, he got a divorce. And everybody, all the red pillars, they were going crazy at Destiny because Destiny had an arc where he was just like blacking all the red pillars. And of course, once he got the divorce, there was like content for like months. Like it's just
like he's so good at like creating like little sagas on his channel.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute he'll be having like debates with like, I don't know, like typical political debates, or then like the next minute he'll be like running some kind of like show circuit or arriving on podcasts or streams. The next minute he's going up against like the red pill. The next minute he's going up against like he always has some like
community supposed to be like the fake woke community.
Nah, it's like a bunch of.
Or I feel like a boomer.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be like mean, but like it's kind of like a bunch of like it's like a male oriented space, and they kind of like demonize women to pump themselves up. I mean, that's just how I
know
view
what you're
it,
talking about. Like you're talking about what's that podcast called? With those fresh and fit podcast type shit.
Yeah, those types of people.
Got you.
Yeah. So like those, they don't like. I'm not their target demographic, right?
Yeah, I hate those shows, bro. Only dude I like was Top G. That was my dog, bro.
Like I'm an adult. I've had sex and I've been with people, so like it's not like I think the target demographic is like younger guys who feel like disenfranchised.
Bro, that's
more
right.
Well, I wasn't gonna
say about to say the same. I'm gonna say it. I heard it coming from.
I mean, it was about to come. But I was like, I'm trying to be nice. This is MELLO nice arc, so I'm trying to be.
Bro, the nice arc is always the boring arc. What's going on? Nah,
maybe,
for sure.
Maybe, but
for sure, incels. But no, yeah, I don't watch that type of stuff, bro. I feel like a boomer having a conversation with y'all because I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
No, I don't watch I don't watch the red pill stuff, but I do watch Destiny, his little arc with the red pill stuff. So
has he ever had an engagement with Charleston White?
No, I don't think so.
Right, that would have been nice. That would have been beautiful content.
Yeah, what's that one where the guy got married to like a porn star? He's like a host.
Which guy? It's a lot of guys like that.
Oh well, I can't help you then. I don't know. Never mind. But yeah, Destiny was on there with some like Crip guy or something because he had blue hair, so it was like funny.
Oh no, I don't know. I'll probably remember. I think it was Crip Mac, if anything.
Not Crip Mac,
on No Jumper. Jumper.
Stop.
Yeah, he on No Jumper with Crip Mac. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah.
Bro,
you know what? I think I know who you're talking about now. Now that you say No Jumper, bro, that's crazy. Now I think I know what you're talking about.
Destiny be getting
the only thing I've seen him on was on No Jumper.
He's like a very smart like content creator, like a businessman. Like he's very intelligent.
Yeah, it's a lot of content creators in different niches like that. That's like really knew how to build their platform and stuff like that. Like I was watching this dude, bro. I had never done like 90% of the stuff. I only smoke weed, bro, and he be talking about doing all types of drugs. But he has a big ass platform. His name is Goblin, bro. He had all that's all he do is tell stories about times he was on drugs, and his shit be having like 100K views, stuff like that. He was on No Jumper. He has a shit called the Gobcast now, where people call in and tell crazy stories. Like so, like as long as you know how to finesse your pretty much, I hate to say it like that, but finesse your target demographic, you'll always be good.
Yeah, true.
I mean, maybe, but like, it's interesting. I think there's just certain different approaches. I wouldn't use finesse necessarily, but I get.
Yeah, that's why I say maybe that's the wrong wording to use, but that's what
like like lean into it.
So bastardized, bro. I don't know. Now it just seems like a scam if you say finesse.
That's why you have to like specify, like,
right?
I'm not trying to do that, but no, I get your point. But yeah, do you guys have any other news or topics you wanted to discuss?
Oh no, that's pretty much. I didn't even think we was going into news or topics. Oh,
how do you feel about Murder for Hire, bro? That's crazy.
I never
Murder
heard
for Hire. Is that like a TV show, a movie?
Yeah, what is that? As being a millionaire, like how do you feel about that? If you was a millionaire, somebody offed your friend, would you put up some bread to put on their head?
No. What is this? A movie or real life?
I'm sorry. This is real life.
Yeah, I feel like my homies would be mad, but nah, I can't live with the regret of like ending someone's like that. Nah, that's in my personal.
And then also prison.
Yeah,
that part. You know.
Well, yeah, did y'all see that OnlyFans girl? I don't even think it was only. I think it was an influencer that was sent to jail for ordering someone's hit. I think it was like last week.
Happens more than you know, bro. I'm telling you.
I think I know who you're talking about, actually. Yeah.
Happens more. You heard about that? This one like emo ass devil worshiping rapper shit dude that was trying to. I guess he like cut some girl's neck and was supposed to drink her blood and shit like that. Try to make her a sacrifice. There's some crazy shit that happens going in the world, bro. The world's nuts.
Been keeping up with that.
Yeah. So
I did have a few things. So it looks like
yes, sir.
Hunter's getting some new chapters coming up.
Finally.
So that's pretty exciting. It says that Togashi's undergoing a surgery, and he lays out 2 more Hunter x Hunter chapters. So this was the news with that. I haven't really been keeping up in the last few years because I think we've been getting like a few chapters a year. So I kind of wanted to just cumulatively put them all on a pile and just binge watch everything.
Like I'm trying to do
Yeah,
Dragon
so
Ball
for
Daima.
kind of I'm doing that with Daima as well. Yeah, so like for the people who are still, keeping up with Hunter x Hunter, just FYI that, we have 2 more chapters that he kind of structured and came out with, I think. I'm not sure when they're going to be released.
Right.
But there's some information in this article. I'm not sure we're going to go over everything, but just to kind of let people know. And there was one more thing that kind of caught my eye as it pertains to news.
Wait, hold on. Before you go on to the next topic, are we still in the dark content arc for Hunter x Hunter? Because I know he started it, but I don't know if he ever finished because I haven't followed the manga really.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up.
Oh, okay. Well, next topic then. My bad. Wrong person to ask. Gotta ask Google.
Yeah. So and just one more thing was the Secret Level is an animated series that's focused around Mega Man, and I grew up with Mega Man to a certain degree, mostly like Mega Man NT Warrior on Kids WB was kind of my introduction to Mega Man. I know it's like way before then, but yeah, that it looks pretty cool. Like kind of like a backstory of Mega Man, kind of adding more character development and growth outside of just him just being like some iconic character or whatever the case may be. Kind of reminds me in tone, at least from what I saw from like the trailer, and there is a trailer out, kind of reminded me of like the Buzz Lightyear movie. Kind of
hold on, this was a show. I had to look up Mega Man because I'm like, yo, I know what the hell he's talking about, but I can't figure out like the show. Yeah, I looked it up, and I think I just played the game. I never like watched the show because I had a game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Sega or some shit.
Okay. Yeah. So Mega Man is a game and it's very popular. It also has like a anime kind of / cartoon. When you're a kid, you think all anime are cartoons. I'm not really sure to this day what it was, but yeah, it has like stuff like that, like multiple different media sources kind of cover it. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited for this one. It reminded me of the Buzz Lightyear. I think was it Pixar? It had to have been Pixar, I would imagine. Movie where it kind of took like the character, like the toy, and then like kind of gave it the character a backstory outside of like the comic book. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry, real quick. Just as like a clipping thing. Sorry, I'll tell you guys this off stream. Actually, never mind. Please continue.
Just put it in the messages. But all right. As far as the Mega Man, because I only played it on the game and stuff. What is Mega Man's backstory? How do you get that suit and his powers and shit? I never watched it. That's crazy.
I don't know. Hopefully the movie covers that. That's what I'm kind of excited about. Because I only know of Mega Man as like a character, like an iconic character, almost like an avatar you can kind of embody. Because that's what the show Mega Man NT Warrior was kind of about. It was like another guy who would use Mega Man as like an avatar in a video game. But Mega Man was like an AI. He was like sentient in the series.
I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure the story of Mega Man, which is one of the things I thought was pretty interesting about the news itself. But those were the 2 stories that really kind of piqued my interest.
When is the movie dropping? Does it say?
Give me a second. I can actually check. It looks like it's going to be on. It's a 15. Okay, so it looks like it's a TV series. I mean, if I said it was a series, like a movie, let me correct that now. It's a 15 episode series that debuts on Amazon Prime on December 10th. So it looks like that's this year. And it says the service, and it says the service, and it says the service will stream new episodes until December 17th. So there you go.
Damn, so they're gonna like just drop an episode every day, damn near? That's crazy. You said it's 17 episodes. Come on, December 10th.
15 episodes.
15 episodes, December 10th. How the fuck they gonna finish it by December 17th? They gotta drop 2 episodes a day, damn near. For some of them, or hour long specials. That's crazy.
Yeah, likely to be the case. It says Capcom USA began streaming a trailer on Saturday for the Mega Man episode of it's called Secret Level, an adult animated anthology series from the Love, Death, Robots creative team. So there you go. And the cast includes Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Hart, Keanu Reeves.
What? Kevin Hart? That's crazy. Yeah, he does funny
yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Not
And
gonna lie.
a whole host of other
Keanu
actors on
Reeves is
here.
crazy
So
too. That's wild. I definitely got to check that out there.
it looks
Keanu
fun. I mean,
Reeves.
you have kids, so
Yeah.
sounds right up their alley too.
Shit, they ain't watching that shit. Them kids ain't interesting. They suck.
What about you guys?
These days suck, man. They don't even watch television. They don't watch movies.
Bro, I'm trying to stay away from the kids these days, or the what do kids say these days, or the back in my day. I stay away from all that shit. So.
Well, I got to interact with kids, so I have no choice. But I wanted to talk to you guys. Me and Bar was talking about it backstage. Pretty much the return of Code for 2025. The last 2 chapters basically is not going to be about him, but it should have something to do with him. He came out one of the claw marks and one of the not claw grounds. Sorry, what are we calling them things? Shinjus. Was able to sense him and pull them out of the claw ground. So what role do you think he's going to play for 2025? You think he's going to be a big part of TBV again, or you think he's going to play more of the backside?
So the next 13 chapters, I'd say he'd be like a background villain, to be honest. If Cole were to ever like actually get another big role, I think it'd have to be like after he awakens another divine art. Like, if, for example, and this might just be my theory, but I think Kashin Koji kind of like gave us probably some of the keys where he had like a near-death experience, and then he kind of unlocked another Shinjutsu. It's not necessarily a guarantee because Boro, of course, didn't necessarily unlock any Shinjutsu. But if Cole were to actually become like a relevant character again, I think he needs another divine art. The claw grimes aren't going to be working, but there's a possibility. And again, Cole is stupid. Let's just put that out there. Cole is stupid, but there's a possibility he gets smart, and then he has some sort of mechanism to where he could actually pull all the Shinju's powers, and then he collects all that, and then he becomes like the actual main villain. I think that could, or not necessarily of the series, but main villain of this arc. I think that could be a decent idea because, let's be honest, they all come from him. They even said it already. And of course, he has access to all their claw marks. So can he do some sort of like, I don't know, like a main character glitch, like demon power, Patrick Mahomes demon power? I don't know. He could probably do something like that and then pull all their powers and he becomes the guy. But again, he's stupid. I don't think that'll probably happen. I think what'll happen is he'll probably just sit in the back until the Shinju are actually gone. And then if he does do something, it'll be via a new Shinjutsu, pretty much.
Like, isn't his claw marks already a Shinjutsu? What do you mean by another one? Because Kashin Koji didn't have one before he awakened the one he had. So he didn't manifest another Shinjutsu. Yeah,
I don't think they like specifically implanted like claw marks Shinjutsu into Code. I think they just gave him Shibai cells and then he just manifested claw marks. I could be wrong, but if that's the case and they just put Shibai cells into Code, I think there's definitely a possibility that he unlocks another Shinjutsu. You see what I'm
saying? Interesting. What about you, Mel? What are you thinking about for Code 2025?
I'm thinking. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you guys cut your alerts off really quick?
Bro, as soon as that shit said doo-doo, you came in. I thought that was you. All right. That's not me though.
But
yeah, I just closed out Discord. My bad.
Phone alerts, all that stuff. Okay. I think it's possible that we get Code towards the end of this year. We still have one more chapter that comes out. So we could get something for him. But just as it pertains to what we can expect from Code in 2025, I'm expecting the world, okay? I'm expecting Code to be absolutely spectacular. And that might deviate from previous talking points that I've put forth in the past. But me personally, I think 2025 is the year of Code. It needs to be at this point. Because if we go another full calendar year, right? I mean, of Code just being destroyed, disrespected, no backstory, no tether to this guy emotionally. He doesn't do anything cool, so I can't even like him on a surface level. If I can't get anything from Code other than L after L after L, all the Code fans, all 5 of them, okay, all of them, They need to get off of that bandwagon. Okay, it has like a missing wheel. It's barely limping down the road. Okay, you guys got to push it from the back. Okay, and one of you 5 are fat and heavy, so it's a task, and a dubious task. Okay, it's looking real bad over there in Camp Code. So I'm hoping that in 2025, Code shows up by some means, gets some major power up, fuses with the Shinju, becomes some new god tier entity. I do not know. I do not care. Awaken to some new Shibai ability, whatever the case may be. Can this guy please, for the love of love, for all things that is sacred in this world, can Code get a glow up? And I want something for Kawaki. That's a different topic. But that's what I want from him. I want a power up. I want him to be a major villain for a moment. We all know the villains are going to lose to a certain degree, right? But I want him to have his moment. I want him to shine. I want him to look cool, say cool things, have cool techniques, and really dominate and have it be irrefutable, undebatable that this guy is amongst the best villains in the entire series, the franchise. That's what I want from Code. That's what I expect from Code. And if we don't get it, that's a major L on the writers. That's a major L for the fans, and certainly for any Code fans that may or may not actually exist. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Well, wait a minute. Emphasize the bigger L for the writers. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Ikimoto the person who actually kept Code alive?
Well, the L would manifest itself through the inability to actually put forth a character that is cared about. Right? No backstory. I can't empathize with them on the emotional level like that. The character doesn't do cool things. I can't do X, Y, and Z. There's nothing really redeemable about the character. He just happens to be there. And like you said, Kishimoto, I think we learned about this in the interview, time of recording that happened relatively recently. If I remember correctly, Kishimoto was saying that, he wanted to get rid of Code, kill him off? And Ikimoto kept him around, right?
I wanted to ask you guys, like, what chapter was he trying to get rid of him? Was it supposed to be like that last battle?
I think it was somewhere around like the Baryon mode around there somewhere. Perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. I obviously the Code arc would happen after that. So I would imagine probably somewhere around that timescape before that time frame rather before, Boruto kind of comes back with the new tat on the chest and like Baryon mode shenanigans, somewhere in between there, I would imagine.
So the Code arc was never supposed to be a thing, basically?
I mean, perhaps it was. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, like if he gets out of that arc, then that's probably Ikimoto canon material. If he doesn't get out of the arc, then Kishimoto, right? But the arc still happens.
Right.
Yeah. Either way, I think that Code, if he is to like actually, be of substance, he has to actually become like a villain of worth. And it doesn't even have to be like him like overpowering everybody. It could just be like him of consequence. Maybe the Shinju just take it too far, and then all of a sudden, you feel me, they actually break the entire series of Boruto, and eventually they recognize Code as a leader, and then that's his impact on the series. Or Code has some sort of crazy Shinjutsu where now he can actually affect the entire series. Maybe he gets omnipotence or something like that. It doesn't just have to be like him like beating everybody up, but I think he just has to impact the series if he's kept alive, still like in this series, just in the background. And one of the things that we talked about a lot earlier, remember when he first came out, when I think it was during the anime, Jigen tossed him. And I thought that right there was kind of telling, like, hey, Code right now is like kind of garbage. And we all had this idea that maybe he would become a villain of worth and he would eventually become like the actual guy. This could still just be like his journey. This could just be his story of actually, growing and becoming that guy. So if that's the case, I wouldn't necessarily mind it. But again, the payoff has to be worth it. You can't just build up a character like Code for 500 episodes and let's say 70 chapters and just have like a bland payoff.
Yeah, I felt that. But wasn't his glow up supposed to come? I mean, his eyebrows was popping and everything. Like, wasn't his glow up supposed to be when he got his limiters removed? That was supposed to be the big moment for Code.
We thought, but he could have multiple glow ups, like just like Naruto. He had multiple glow ups. It could just be like that, where again, this could just be like more of his story, more of building his character. But 2025, like I don't think so. I don't know, man.
That brings a good question though. What character do you guys think is going to have the biggest glow up for 2025?
Himawari probably.
Why Himawari?
She has so much room to run. So much room to run. I mean, right now all she really had was like the one cloak or the one tails cloak. If that, I don't even think she had that. And she was boxing with Jura, getting him excited. Pause. But after that, you could pretty much get to like, let's say even like the four tails state with Kurama. Remember how my guy Naruto was pretty much like working pain when he went to the five tail state with Kurama? Like, I think that could be explored with Himawari. Not only that, of course, we all know about the chakra mode. And because she's essentially like working in combination with Karma's not actually like actively trying to kill her, like how he was with Naruto. Like, I think that, or take her over, like what he tried to do with Naruto. I think that could like expedite a lot of the process. So in the next 13 chapters, I could easily see Himawari becoming like, well, she's already God tier, but I could easily see her being stronger than Jigen. Probably like, and not just raw strength, but also like skill. I think she could actually get some crazy hacks because of Karma. And not only that, with the advent of Kashin Koji, I think it wouldn't be like a crazy idea if Boruto has her train with Kashin Koji. I think she's probably one of the more realistic characters to actually train with Kashin Koji.
I would still say most likely the biggest blow for 2025 is going to be Kawaki. Just because they dropped those little bombshells for us. Like, he's not as strong as he's supposed to be. He has like limiters placed on him, kind of like how Cold had the limiters placed on him. So like, he's been getting shitted on pretty much this whole entire year, basically because of that. So whenever that becomes removed, which I think is going to be somewhere towards 2025, he should be up there somewhere, and probably not on Boruto's level, but peaking towards it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's stronger than Boruto. But even I would say this, and I think this could be like a big statement, but even if Kawaki becomes stronger than Boruto, I still think it's a possibility that Himawari like grows more. Probably not stronger than both Kawaki and Boruto, but just as growth, it's possible that she grows more.
Yeah, I just think that they're going to have that main character stigma put on him like that. Well, main character plot armor, I should say, put on them as far as power up goes. There's always going to be Kawaki and Boruto, in my opinion. I think Himawari is going to have that big moment, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as relevant as Kawaki and Boruto is for the series, at least.
I see what you mean. I could agree with that. I can see it.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm going to go with the obvious answer for a guy like me, and I'm going to say Sarada Uchiha. I think she's going to have the biggest glow up in 2025. I like what they have done with the character so far in Two Blue Vortex. Ikimoto has been absolutely cooking with my little sis Sarada Uchiha, from her depiction in the Hokage's office talking down to one Shikamaru and Konohamaru. Now, typically, I'm not really for the delinquent behavior. Shout to my boy Yusuke Urameshi. But in the case of Sarada Uchiha, listen, the more the merrier, okay? An emotional Uchiha is a powerful one indeed. So as my favorite new gen character, I want more emotional moments. Shout to Sumire with all of her drama. Okay, we rock with that heavy. But for me, yeah, it has to be her. From her packing up the clog rhymes, from her obviously being on God tiers of power when it comes to her debut versus one of the main members of the main new antagonizing group, the Shinju, that being Hidari, a clone of her father. I want more from this. Listen, we're going to go into 2025 with a battle, I would imagine, ongoing between Sarada and Konohamaru, Mitsuki, Yodo, and of course Araya versus Ryu and Mitsari of the Shinju. Now, I suspect that fight will not be wrapped up in one chapter. So in 2025, I suspect that we're going to see Mangekyo shenanigans, maybe some Susanoo, perhaps some kind of brand new technique or ability that's going to take her even further beyond. Shout out to my boy Goku. And that's what I'm expecting. Himawari was an excellent pick as well, by the way. That will probably be my second.
Sure.
Yeah, that will probably be my second round pick. Definitely Himawari with her power progression as it pertains to her and Kurama, but not only them, right? It's also the potential for her heritage. The Byakugan princess, her mother Hinata, that linking back to Toneri Otsutsuki, the moon Otsutsuki. We're talking about Boruto's Jogan, the link between our girl Himawari and Kaguya Otsutsuki potentially, and what that could mean for the series as it pertains to Otsutsuki lore, and potentially the Otsutsuki scratched out in the Ten Tails dimension. All of this stuff I'm really looking forward to. And maybe my third pick, if I had to pick a third one, would maybe be Mitsuki, mostly because I'm interested in his connection to Orochimaru, and I kind of want to glow up for Orochimaru and for Mitsuki. And of course, Mitsuki's in the battle alongside Sarada, so it's like a win-win. I think I have like three of my top 5 favorite new gen characters in this battle, and it's going to be Sarada, Mitsuki, and through some means Shinki as Ryu, but nevertheless Shinki. So I'm excited for what's to come in 2025, and I think my girl Sarada and followed up by Himawari and Mitsuki are going to be, the glow up characters of 2025. But yeah, what do you guys think?
No, I think I think you made a fantastic point. I didn't even think about Sarada, honestly. Like a Susanoo for Sarada. I wonder what that's going to look like if they're going to make it like, if they're going to go to further lengths with her Susanoo like they did with what's the name? Sasuke. Anyways, on like when he absorbed all the 10 tails into the Susanoo. Like he did it better than any other Uchiha we see with length she takes it to.
Yeah, they have to upgrade her Susanoo via some sort of mechanic, because we've seen what Jigen did to Sasuke Susanoo, and Sasuke is no slouch. Like,
Right.
So I feel like eventually they have to, through some mechanic, maybe scientific technology, maybe you could explain it by saying, hey, some sort of half Uchiha blood, just like the Saiyans. Maybe you say, hey, maybe through chatting with Kashin Koji, she finds out a way to actually harden the Susanoo in the future, and then she masters it just instantly off the bat. It could be some sort of mechanic, but they have to explain it. You can't just have Sarada Susanoo just like tanking like Shinju Jura's attacks, while Sasuke Susanoo is just like like looking like tissue against Jigen. Now again, will I say it would be unrealistic? No, because power scaling and the power cliffing in Boruto, everything goes up. So it would be realistic, but I would still like them to actually explain it, so we don't have like breakdowns on YouTube and Twitter. You see what I'm saying?
No, you raise an excellent point, but I will say I do think we shouldn't be comparing what Sarada has to what other Uchiha have had in the past. As an example, Sarada is doing more with her simple base 3 Tomoe Sharingan than any other Uchiha in history with EMS or highly advanced Sharingan like Mangekyo, right? Just her base 3 Tomoe EMS Sharingan is already scaling beyond theirs. It's insane. So I wouldn't just equivocate what she does to what they do, right? Because I think that's a false equivalency. So her Susanoo could just be a normal byproduct of whatever Mangekyo she gets, and there's really no explainer for it. In the same way she can move and dodge at these levels, at these tiers in TBV, they don't really take the time to explain it. But if you kind of look and pay attention and kind of dive deep into the lore and the dialogue and the feats, it makes a lot of sense. So like you said, the power clipping. So that's kind of my thing with the Susanoo. I don't think they need like some explainer, but that's just my opinion. But yeah.
I see what you mean. I just don't necessarily want her to have that Kefla and Kel feel. Where I got a tingling feeling in my back. Automatic speaker set.
Yeah, they're like automatically on Goku and Vegeta level without an explanation at all.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of devalued the characters of those two characters, and I don't necessarily want to see that happen to Sarada on social medias and YouTube. Even though, again, if we pay attention to the series, it could be explained. But overall, for entertainment and of course all the fans, I think it would be advantageous to explain it.
No, I can understand that for sure, definitely.
Yeah, in order to do that, they need to change up the anime a little bit, because I don't think we're really going to get an explanation in the manga. It's probably going to come in with the filler episodes in the anime.
It could. Manga be explaining some stuff. It could, but
the manga explains it, but then the anime explains it further. It gives you more context to what they. Yeah,
that's true. The thing with Sarada for me, and I've been beating this drum for a couple weeks now. In 2025, I think she should become the Hokage. I think that would be the smartest idea.
Didn't I have a whole argument about this last one?
Yeah, no, we're talking about 2025 and what we want to see. For Sarada specifically, the main thing for me, I hope she becomes the Hokage, and I hope she trains with Kashin Koji, pretty much. The Mangekyo Sharingan, in my personal opinion, that's like third on the list. Those two were like first.
I think the Hokage is just putting too much on her shoulders at this point in time. I don't think she's like actually in the headspace really right now to be a Hokage and still take on ninja projects. So she'll have to choose one. She have to either be a Hokage or she wants to be an active ninja. You can't have both.
I think she'd choose Hokage. Being the Hokage, if she was the Hokage, I think that'd give her so much more so much more impact on the actual plot of the series. Like, imagine she's communicating directly with Boruto as the Hokage, and she doesn't necessarily have to go through Ino and stuff like that. I feel like that would be like more impactful than her potentially going out on missions to fight Shinki.
Now, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but we got to see her be able to direct her team and stuff like that before you get to see her direct a whole nation. It's like, for instance, like a president. Like, you don't really want to put anybody in the seat of presidency that's like has no experience. You know, like pretty much wet behind the ears. You're going to put somebody who has experience, who knows what the hell they're doing to actually lead the country.
I see what you mean. The only thing I'd say against that is just, it's like
I love Sarda. I would love to see her as Hokage, just not now. I don't think it's.
No, I get what you got. No, don't be wrong. Having that argument is completely logical. It's completely logical. My only thing is, like, I feel like we just put extra barriers for Sarda that other Kages just never had. Like, other Kages never led teams like how Sarda did against Boro, nonetheless against a god level opponent. But never. It's just, I feel like we're just putting different standards for Sarda. And again, the age thing is probably going to be the biggest thing, but I think that's the only thing.
For me, I feel like, and I don't want to like rehash the same, but I'll just give like a different perspective. For me, I feel like it kind of goes back to what Itachi told Naruto about Hokage, right? So I don't feel like Sarda has done anything of worth to be accepted by the village to be worthy of the title Hokage. It seems like all she's really done for the last 3 years is pout about something that they can't understand, and that has probably painted her in a specific light. And I would imagine that there are still prejudices around that village as it pertains to the Uchiha as well. So I'm pretty sure that's not aiding. And then also her father is a rogue ninja again. So like there's a lot of things that kind of like cumulatively stack up that go against her as it pertains to her right now.
Right.
As it pertains to her, I'm doing this for the clips. As it pertains for her right now, not really being able to become Hokage. Because I do think she needs to defeat the Shinju. I think she needs to save the planet. I mean, we talk about Kage candidates. We have Sakura. She protected the world against Kaguya. We have Sakura going up against Toneri Otsutsuki, stopping the moon from crashing onto the planet. She is a hero of not only her village, but the world multiple times over. She is fit for that position. Sarda is a moody, emo, not really emo, but she's like a bratty kind of emotional teenage girl, and rightfully so, given her circumstance and her age. And that's to be expected. I just need her to do more in the world itself in order for me to feel like she's fit for that position.
But I can understand that, but I feel like public perception, like, I don't think that's a big deal, to be honest. Like, and this goes into my greater theory with Boruto and Ada, because Ada's choosing right now, let's be honest. I feel like if Boruto and Ada ever got together, he could literally make it so Sarda is like the king, or for Sarda, the queen of the shinobi race, period. Like, if Boruto actually gets Ada and has the omnipotence power and understands that Sarda would be the best choice, he could do some devious stuff and have people just worship Sarda. Like, so I don't think public perception is that big of a deal. And even if it's Kawaki, if Kawaki understands it's for the greater good that, hey, the Hokage won't be under omnipotence, I think he would.
So we're devaluing the assessment from Itachi?
Absolutely, I would. In a situation like this, absolutely. I think omnipotence is so broken that if the Hokage is susceptible to it, I just think that's it. The series would cease to exist if the wrong person got omnipotence. Pretty much, like it would be clipped. And I think Kashin Koji will eventually say that.
I think. My bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't disagree with your position necessarily when it comes to omnipotence. I don't disagree with your position necessarily when it comes to like omnipotence and the threat that it poses. I'll just say it like that. However, I will say this. There are probably in this universe a plethora, okay? And for those who don't know what a plethora, it's a lot. There's a lot of threats that I would imagine can manifest themselves that they don't even know about, let alone omnipotence. It's kind of a reaction based off of fear. And I think a lot of the times those are very emotional reactions that can lead to some pretty interesting outcomes, not always positive historically. So I would prefer that these people be a little bit more proactive in the positive side and less on the negative side, less of them being afraid and making decisions based off of fear. Yes, we want a Hokage that is not affected by omnipotence. That's a good little box to check, but there are hundreds, if not thousands of other little boxes that she doesn't check that are really important for like governing and the actual function of the Hokage. So then we can make the argument perhaps that one thing is more important than the other, that omnipotence and being immune to it outweighs everything else. And that we can have a leader at the helm who isn't affected by omnipotence, but can't do all the other things that you would typically associate with a Hokage, not necessarily. Maybe we can groom her while she's in the position. And I do think that's an interesting position if one were to have that one. I haven't heard you say that.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think Hokages, you essentially said it would be like a rat. You didn't say a rational decision. I forgot specifically what you said, but I think Hokages have been chosen like based on the actual situation that they're in. Like for example, I don't think I don't think Kakashi would have been like a great Hokage like when everything was popping off, but when everything was at peace, I thought he was like the best choice. Like I thought he was like the best choice to actually lead like it wasn't necessarily a full time of peace because of course rogue shinobis and stuff like that, but I thought he'd be like one of the best. Tsunade probably wouldn't have been one of the best. Other Hokages like the third Hokage probably wouldn't have been the best to lead that. But of course, like in the early times, even still, Hashirama, I thought he was like one of the best people to actually try to at least, build the shinobi way. Even though he was kind of stupid, I thought he was like nice. The Uchihas, of course, hated him, but at least he tried. And of course, if Tobirama was just like the Hokage at first, I thought, of course, the Uchihas and everybody else in the Hidden Leaf Village, they never actually came to peace. So I think like Hokages are chosen specifically for like actual times. I think Sarada for this specific time would probably be the best choice.
That's an interesting position. I would say. Sorry, I'm hearing somebody's mic background noise. Hello. Mute the mic, please. Okay, so here's what I would say. I do think context matters, right? Hey, we're under certain situations here. Maybe we should make choices based upon the situation we find ourselves in. That's no problem. They always do that, right? When I say they're making a decision based off of fear, if they chose Sarada, who doesn't check off all the other boxes but checks off this particular one, my issue with that are the other boxes. You said that Kakashi wouldn't have been fit for the position when things were popping off. I'm not sure when you would consider things popping off, but we do know around the 5 Kage Summit arc, everyone was wanting him to be Hokage based upon his credentials. I think he would have been excellent in the role, given his intelligence and his demeanor and his disposition. But that's kind of an aside. As it pertains to all the other ones chosen, let's say that is true what you're saying, that they chose them for X, Y, and Z reasons, right? That I'm considering negative reasons, right? I don't think 2 wrongs make a right. Just because historically you've done something that has been bad doesn't mean you continue to do it, right? So in the case of Sarada, I think we had like the debate a few podcasts ago or a podcast ago, Konohamaru being Hokage over Sarada or something of the sort. The reason why I'm saying that is not only the age thing, which I do think factors into a certain degree, but it's also who's been groomed for the position. I know you said that Sarada was going through the Hokage's office from time to time, mission briefs, so on and so forth, observing Naruto from a distance, learning from her observations. But that's not the same as being groomed for the position, for the role your entire life, like Konohamaru was, right? The student of Lord 7th, the grandson of Lord 3rd, right? The right-hand man to Lord 8th, or the interim Hokage Lord 8th. This guy is next up. And I think he deserves the position based upon his power, his prestige, his lineage with that village. Sarada has all of that stuff as well, but she is a 15-year-old girl who's highly volatile emotionally. She is immune to omnipotence, sure, but we're not particularly sure how. So we're not sure if that's going to stick, right? So I don't think we should be making big sweeping decisions that are going to determine the leader of our like government, essentially, based upon so many unknown elements. Right?
Yeah, it's
But
kind of like
that's my opinion. This is just my opinion.
it's kind of like, for instance, like a college student. Like it's better for like a college student to really take an internship when they're in college, because when they get out, it's kind of hard for them to get a job. Because on paper, you know, you look great for the job, but if you don't have the experience and the work history to back up what you have on paper, you're going to get overtaken by that next person who has that experience, like Konohamaru, who has been. And like he hasn't been on the sideline just observing like Asarda. He's been in the field and actually he's been in the field making decisions with the Hokage, like working with them hand in hand. Whereas Sarda, you know, like you said, she's like been on briefings and stuff like that. So I think, like Mello said, Konohamaru would be like the perfect job of who's going on for a second Hokage. But just for the audience sake, I do want to holler. What the hell, holler? My bad. Shout out Bravo got bands. He shot us a $10 donation a while ago. I just wanted to make sure that we show my boy some love. He said, as code fan number 3. What the fuck? Code fan number 3. Yo, Mello, just for the sake of clips too, you gotta stop being so funny. As code fan number 3, 2025, I need that code backstory with him, Koji, and Amado. There's so many theories about Kara before Kawaki came. And I totally agree with that too. Totally agree, especially like the Amado part, because I'm a big Amado fan, bro. You know, Bar says he's a gentleman. I don't think there's no gentleman behind that. I think that he's a That's me.
I think there would be some interesting stories, but again, I think Amado is the most respectful gentleman there is. Absolutely. Come on,
he's doing everything for his daughter. I can't hate on my man.
Absolutely, everything for his daughter. In my personal opinion, I think, I think he's just extremely well. He's a parent that, well, I think most parents like a parent that just lost their child, and he's doing everything to get him back.
Isn't the road to hell paved with good intentions, though? The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's true, but I don't necessarily. Well, we understand that. We chronicalize what Amado and Jigen did to all of the experiments and the children and stuff like that. Like we chronicalize that. So we're not saying that he's completely like innocent and anything like that. But I'm saying, like, does he have some sort of nefarious idea to potentially take over the Shinobi race and then potentially become the ruler of the Hidden Leaf Village? Nah, I don't think so.
You know what? I agree with you. You ever watched it's an old ass movie. It's called Red Dragon.
I heard of it, but I ain't see it.
It's with Hannibal Lecter. I think it's Hannibal Lecter. My bad if I'm getting the person wrong or whatever.
No, it's not familiar. Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, but bro, Aiden was eating people and shit. But I swear to God, this guy was the most proper, upright gentleman you've ever met in your life. You wouldn't think that he was eating people, bro. Just like Amado, if you met him in a coffee shop or something, you probably wouldn't think that he was experimenting and sacrificing children.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I don't think Amado that crazy, but yeah, Amado did do his deeds. He did do his deeds.
What's the backstory on Amado though? What do you think? Do you think we already got Amado's backstory as far as like? I'm sorry to cut you off, Bar. As far as like his daughter and stuff, or you think there's more to like his?
As far as his daughter, I think so. But we haven't necessarily got Amado's backstory. Like, remember, he still has like a scientific eye that we barely know about. He has a couple off buttons and people that, again, just trickles out in the Boruto manga. So I feel like Amado's backstory is probably going to be interesting. I just don't necessarily think he's plotting to take over the leaf.
Nah, I mean, I wasn't taking it that far though. I mean, like, what do you think is going to be added to his backstory? Like you said, all we had is his daughter. How far can they dig into his character to still make it make sense?
I think Amado is going. I think Amado is so much of a gentleman. I think once we see the flashbacks, we'll see Amado bad talking Jigen or Ishiki, whichever we want to call him. We'll see him bad talking him. We'll see him scheming against Jigen, and also I think he's actually going to be successful in a lot of the actual maneuvers that he did in the backstory to like keep Jigen from gaining power. I think if there is a flashback, he'll look like a hero.
Bro, the way you twist things.
Again,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, he pretty much was Jigen's downfall, is what you're saying. Like, he did what he could to assist him, but in the back, he was pretty much like snaking him out, backdooring him the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I exist in the Twilight Zone. I live in a Black Mirror episode. The Outer Limits, Tales of the Crypt. Somebody, not me, is controlling the horizontal and the damn vertical. Okay, I live in like the post-truth era. Okay, and in this post-truth era, what is real is fake. What is fact is fiction, and what is feels is fact. And vice versa. It's all jumbled up to some degree. And why am I saying this? What's the point, Mello? You may be asking yourself.
Nope. I get what you're saying.
You may be asking yourself. The point here is that Bar is absolutely incorrect. As per usual.
No, I didn't know what you was going to say.
Truly a Twilight Zone if I'm incorrect.
I didn't know. Wow. That took me. All right, go ahead. Continue.
As per usual, Bara B is incorrect. Now, listen, I do not deny that you can be perhaps, I don't know, smooth and then also a gentleman. For instance, right? Take our guy, Michael Jackson. Okay. I think he was a gentleman, but he was a smooth criminal. We already know this. This is fact. But the brother was like, I don't know, I-beam lasering or whatever the crazy superpowers he had in the music video. He was doing some devious stuff, but still smooth. So I don't deny that Amado is a smooth brother. The glasses, the hair, the poses, the JoJo poses that he was doing, all of it. Smoothest boomer I've ever seen in my life. On God. But the brother is evil. Okay. And in this post-truth world, you can murder children and then be considered a gentleman. In this post-truth era, you can perform genocide and then be viewed upon by a content creator the likes of Bar B as the hero.
Well, let me ask you a question. If there was a backstory if there was a flashback showing Amado's backstory and they show everything completely to when Jigen pretty much picked him up at the bus stop to when he pretty much backdoored him, do you think people would have a higher opinion on Amado's character, or do you think they have a lower opinion on his character?
That's kind of irrelevant to the topic that we were just discussing, but I will answer your question because it was asked. I do think people will have a more informed opinion, but I can't ascertain if it's going to be a higher one or a lower one, to be frank. That's a subjective thing. I can't get in people's minds, but the one thing I do know is that they would have more information. What they do with that information, difficult to say.
I see what you mean. What if Amado? Sorry to cut you. I'm not sorry. Actually, what if Amado was kind of like a POW for Jigen? Like, would that make him more of a gentleman? Like, he was doing it apprehensively, everything.
There needs to be some kind of explainer, some detail in the lore, in the material that shows that he was mind controlled, that show that he was manipulated, that he didn't of his own free will make choices, even if the choices were bad, even if he was caught in between a rock and a hard place, right? I don't know. I'm not going to make that joke. It was inappropriate. Let me not.
But it's a whole Suski that's like threatening your life. All right, you put yourself in the world of Naruto and choice pulls up on you. Yeah, choice. Die or become like work for me because I need your mind.
Choice. See, this is why I have conversations about the morality of these characters and what they do and what they say. Because if you take a person, like, I understand the sentiment, right? Like, hey, if you are some conquering queen or king, take Game of Thrones, right? The nearest Targaryen, Khaleesi, my girl until the end. Okay. But my girl mostly for the series. Okay. She pulls up and she's conquering places and she asks one thing amongst all the other things, but this one particular thing, bend the knee. Okay. What? Come into the fold. Kneel before your queen. Kneel before your queen. I'm the conquering queen. Kneel before me. People like, I will never bend the knee. And then they get burnt in dragon fire. Okay. Now you may be asking yourself the question again, maybe asking yourself the question, How the hell are you in that situation and you don't just bend the knee, right? So you can see another day. Some people have morals. Some people have standards in which they live their lives. If we're asking the question, Amado was co-opted into this organization. He was forced against his will by, I don't know, some leverage or pressure against him to do bad things for a good reason. Number one, the bad things for a good reason is a justification for the bad things, which makes you a bad person. That's A. B, he still had a choice. He should have chosen death if that was the alternative option, because that would have gone against, by going with Ishiki, that would have gone against some kind of moral code. So if he does have a moral code and he went against it, that speaks to him as a man. He has no strong moral foundation. He'll just finically, if that's a word, if it's not, I'm trademarking it. He will just do that, just change his mind, flip-flop. So you can't really trust a person like that. Or he does have morals, rather, or he doesn't have morals, in which case I'm looking at this dude, I'm like, okay, well, what do you stand for? Either way, it don't get you to gentlemen, and either way, it gets you to this dude committing genocide, and not only genocide but against kids.
Let me ask you this though. Let me put it this way. I don't want to put this on anybody, so I'm not going to like say anybody specific, but say like a relative close to you gets kidnapped or something like that, you know, and would you? Because like right now, nothing's going to give you the intent to kill anybody or anything like that. But if you're put in that situation, would that morality be thrown out the window?
Well, I don't know. I don't even think that's equivalent. The equivalent example, I believe, would probably be: would you kill two, or well, in Amado's case, would you kill 13 children to save an entire planet? And on top of that, you have an added incentive that you may also revive your daughter. And another added incentive, the person that, or the scientist, quote unquote, that Jigen replaces you with probably won't be trying to conspire against Jigen. You might actually be completely like loyal to Jigen.
So let me answer your question.
No, but I do want to point this out. I kind of agree with Mello's idea, though. It is a moral thing for a lot of specific people. Because again, if you ask people, would you kill 9 people to save like the world? I said this pre-pod. I said I don't necessarily think I could live with myself to like kill someone. So
those 9 lying lies. I feel you.
Yeah,
no, I get what you guys say.
Another person might say no, and I think Amado, this could be like the deceiving part. He was influenced because he seen all the technology coming to him. Because remember, Amado didn't create all this stuff. They got information from a bunch of scientists, and Jigen himself was like the main guy collecting all this information. And I feel like once Amado seen that, he probably seen like, hey, there's a possibility that if I stay with this, I could also potentially revive my daughter, but also do something good. So I think it wasn't fully just, hey, I want to stop Jigen. But when I said gentleman, I meant in the sense of when people were saying, "Hey, he's gonna conspire against the Hidden Leaf Village now that Jigen's gone. He's gonna take over the mantle. He's gonna eventually put everybody under Genjutsu." That was my original point, not necessarily the overall picture of him potentially killing 13 kids to save the world.
Well, when it comes to your gentleman point, that's flip-flopped over the years, and I do mean plural years. So you've been saying this for so it's been bouncing all over the place. But if you want to like solidify it into something like specific now in 2024, you know, the year of our Lord, then I'll take that. That's cool. But I will say this just to answer your question. Just to answer your question really quick before I forget the answer. I don't have a problem necessarily if I just like remove a lot of different little biases that I come into this conversation with, you doing a bad thing for the greater good. If you were to take out 13 children to save the entire world, right? That math doesn't really math in the opposite direction where you choose not to do it, right? Because I'm certain there are more than 13 kids. So if you made the choice to take out the 13 to save the world, I think from a utilitarian standpoint, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Removing my biases, right? My thing is, when you want to label him as something that he's not for having done so, when you want to label him as a gentleman, when you want to label him as a stand-up guy, when you want to label him as something other than what he is, listen, if you do dirt, just acknowledge it. That's all I'm saying. Now, look, Amado's not calling himself a good guy. Not the last time I recall. but that's what I want. Hey, if I do bad, see, we have this obsession with being the good guys, or at least this kind of perception that we're good, right? That we're not wicked or evil or bad or blah blah blah. Maybe we're not those latter things, but maybe we are, and we're just trying to delude ourselves into thinking otherwise. So I don't like this label that we put on him, and then specifically with the the awful things that he's done. Yeah, absolutely, this dude's bad. What are we talking about?
Yeah, well, again, I can't necessarily defend him killing 13 children. I would personally do that, but from the standpoint of him conspiring against other people, I think he just wants his daughter back, pretty much.
Does that?
And if you don't want to call that a gentleman, I get it, because I guess that just encompasses the whole entire story. So what would you call him? Like a concerned parent?
A serial killer?
I'm
a psychopath?
I have a broad amount of techniques that I will use against you. If you don't.
Well, you could also call him a world savior. Like, he saved the world.
Wait, you can call him all of those things. I'm not excluding anything from that, except for the descriptor of gentleman. I think you can save the world. Wait. I think you can save the world and be a bastard. There you go.
Right. So I think the gentleman thing is just like a meme for Bar. I think something else I know.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know what I just said, gentleman. But look, let's call him a concerned parent bastard.
A concerned parent bastard.
Yeah,
we can call him. Listen, we can call him whatever you want. That's fitting. But gentleman typically does not associate with a serial killer. Yeah,
not good. All right, so we'll dead the gentleman. He's a bastard concerned parent. He's just not conspiring to take over the world. Let's just say that now. He's not conspiring to take over the world.
Can a serial killer be a gentleman when he's not serial killing?
We're not calling him a gentleman anymore. He's not conspiring to take over the world. Can we agree with that?
No, I don't think he has those intentions.
Okay.
I don't know.
See.
Wait. I can answer. Well, let me finish answering your question. I don't know for sure because the series isn't over.
Yeah.
Right. But given the information we have to work with so far, I don't see any strong evidence pointing in that direction. I'll say that. But yeah. But to be fair, just to kind of wrap this part up, I've only ever presented a theory that I believe that Amado is going to be some kind of villain or some kind of antagonist or some kind. But if it doesn't happen, it's fine. You know how these theories go. But
yeah.
You know, it's crazy how there's two ways to say this guy's name. Like we had Pecan and Pecan. Audience, what's the right way to say that, by the way? Pecan or pecan? Because I've been saying pecan my whole life, and Mello,
I've been saying that too.
At me. You've been saying pecan your whole life, right?
Yeah.
All right, word. So, all right, it's 2 against 1. Pecan.
I think it could be, maybe it's because he's from Georgia. Maybe they have like a different way of saying it. Like how some people have different pronunciation, even like different complete words for soda.
Bruh, pop. I came out to Arizona. It was like, let me get a pop. I was like, the fuck? What? Yeah,
crazy.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, but there's still theories out there that says Amado is going to revive his daughter. His daughter is the missing Otsutsuki member, and both of them are the missing Otsutsuki members that were on the tombstone, and then they'll eventually take over the world. They have omnipotence already. They have all Shibai cells. Like there is that theory out there. Yeah, I know.
Nah,
yeah, but there's a difference. There's a difference between presenting a theory and presenting a take in some definitive way.
No, I see what you mean, but we get that. We're not calling him a gentleman anymore. But I'm saying he's not doing that. He's not conspiring to take over the world via his daughter becoming an Otsutsuki member.
I think it will kind of be like that Naruto. I think I said this before. The Naruto Blood Prison movie. I think it was Blood Prison. One of those movies where the dude. Yeah, it was Blood Prison. Where the dude who owned the prison, he only was doing what he was trying to do to revive his son, because he did some shit and his son died, and his son came back and killed him, and was evil and shit. You remember that movie, Mello? Was that Blood Prison?
Sorry, I kind of drifted off. What did you say?
It was a Naruto movie that's kind of similar to what Amado was trying to do, pretty much like bring his daughter back. I think it was Blood Prison, where I think the the dude who was running the prison, like he was doing everything pretty much to bring his son back. And his son didn't kill him. He injured him severely.
I don't recall.
You don't remember that one? Ah, bro, I think that was Blood Prison. I have to look it up. But yeah, it's something similar to that where he brings back his son, but his son he uses some jutsu to bring back his son. And his son comes back and he's not the same as when he died. He was all pale and shit too. So like maybe you can get something of that. Maybe like Amado doesn't really stay for too long after his daughter is revived, or she is the main villain after all.
My only thing is it's just there's a difference between presenting a theory and making a definitive statement, and that's it. That's really the difference. I do have those theories about Akibi Sanzu and Amado, but I've never made definitive claims. When you say what he isn't, when you say like, oh well, he's not doing this, it kind of leads me to believe you have information that I don't, because I look at the material. Because I look at the material, I'm like, well, that doesn't get me to making any definitive statements as it pertains to what he is or isn't doing. Like I said, the series isn't over. I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, I thought it was like a given that it wasn't necessarily like a definitive statement. No, this is a theory, just like how people have theories that he's going to take over the world. My theory is that, and this was kind of to counteract all the heavy theories that was out there about Amado. Remember when he gave the pills to Boruto, people were saying he's going to take over Boruto. There's like 50,000 theories about the pills. I was just saying, bro, he's not doing none of that. Like that was my point. Like I thought that he was just a concerned parent. Now, again, it might not be a demon. It might have been a bad terminology for it. But like all these other stuff, and again, these are just theories. Just me counteracting a theory with a theory. I think that Amado is just a concerned parent, potential bastard.
Okay.
Now, what you kind of brought up a decent theoretical or philosophical idea. Would you consider Naruto a gentleman?
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
Would you kind of? I was saying you brought up a nice philosophical idea.
Sorry. Somebody's mic is making noises. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I was saying you brought up a nice philosophical idea with, is this person actually good or is this person actually not? Do you think Naruto would be a gentleman? Or is considered a gentleman? Or considered good? Put it like that. Just and gentleman. Is he good?
Okay, is he good? It's an interesting question because I don't really like to deal with good and evil necessarily, because I think it's so subjective, right? There's no like objective measurement of good and evil as far as I can tell. So like for me personally, I can't really say whether or not he is good or evil. I can only give my subjective point of view, which is a completely different question than what you're asking me. But I assume you're asking me from my subjective point of view, correct?
Yeah, well, no, yeah.
Okay. All right. So from my subjective point of view, is he good? I will say, I think Naruto is more good and does more good for the world than not. So he's leaning percentage wise into that kind of category, in that direction. But do I feel comfortable putting the label, the descriptor good on Naruto? Not necessarily. I have problems with their shinobi world. I have problems with their system. I have problems with the way they go about doing things. Like when, for instance, right, when Sasuke left, right, I have a problem with Naruto trying to subvert the wheel of Sasuke. I've had conversations about this with the Walkie Talkie podcast several times, I believe, where I think in that instance, Naruto is somewhat the antagonist to Sasuke, where Sasuke is trying to do a thing of his own free will, and then Naruto is getting involved and trying to stop him. So I found that to be really interesting. Now, there's obvious, the law of Konoha, the land of fire, to take into consideration, which can be different from the moral choices made in real time. But that's a different conversation altogether, I think, maybe. But yeah, so that would be my answer. It's a nuanced answer, but I don't feel comfortable saying he's good. I don't feel comfortable saying anybody's good.
No, I see what you mean. It's a philosophical conversation. I like to get a little bit deep. Okay,
What do you think?
We can swim back to the shore. Or me personally, I think intent matters a lot. Naruto always had like great intentions. Now, the outcome is the outcome. I think that should also definitely be taken into account as well. But I think a lot of things that Naruto did was with good intentions, and a lot of the outcomes were also good as well, even though there were a lot of bad outcomes. So I think I wouldn't necessarily have a too big of a problem calling him good in the world that he's specifically in. Like, again, the ninja world with specifically what he had to do. And of course, with him, I think one of the biggest things with him, he actually wanted to change the system. A lot of ninjas, they just thought the system was the system. Naruto actually wants to bring about peace. So I think he'd probably be like one of the purest ninjas there is.
I would say it's subjective. Like from the point of view of the Leaf Village, yeah, he's probably good. But it's kind of like say like a lion killing a gazelle. Is the lion evil for killing a gazelle when that's the way he eats? No, he's not evil. That's just the cycle of life, you know? But from the eye of the gazelle, the lion is evil because he's killing them. So I don't know. It just like depends. Like good is subjective. It just depends on what lens you're viewing it from.
Mm-hmm. And again, the thing with Naruto, like imagine if there was like there's like a what would you say, a lion and gazelle? Imagine if there's a lion that actually tried to become a vegan and tried to convince everyone else to become a vegan. Like of course he did have to eat a couple gazelles, but he tried to make that change.
I feel that. That's funny, bro. He said the lion turned vegan, try to turn the other lion vegan. We shouldn't kill gazelles anymore because it's wrong.
Facts.
Everybody should eat the salad right here. This Caesar salad. It's actually very tasty if you put a little bit of Thousand Islands on it.
And we kind of go and we swim back to the shore, but we kind of got into this idea as well where, you know, maybe Naruto wasn't necessarily the star of hope to actually bring peace. Maybe it's Boruto. You could pretty much say that the frog's theory was kind of correct because Kashin Koji is the clone of Jiraiya, and they said that Jiraiya would like teach the star of hope, or not star of hope. He would teach I forgot the actual name of it. The person who would actually bring about peace in the Shinobi race. I think Boruto could definitely do that, especially through omnipotence.
So let me ask you, for another character, do you think the juvenile Ten Tails is good?
I don't know. Well, I'd say no. Well, to be honest, the Ten Tails has killed people, the Shinju. But the juvenile Ten Tails, I don't think he caught that much bodies. He was just chilling.
But if it's in its nature to do that, does that make him evil though? Like a Komodo dragon. Is a Komodo dragon evil?
Well, we talk about his perspective, but if the Komodo dragon is killing you, of course you're going to think the Komodo dragon is
exactly. Evil. It's all about what lens you're viewing it from.
And we look at sharks. Shark movies, we think they're evil, but they're just trying to find their food. They're just trying to find their next meal.
Yeah, like the humans are we evil because we kill a lot of animals and shit like that just so we can feed ourselves. And a lot of times we're gluttonous about it, throw the shit away. You know, like I would hate to be a cow to get you eat half of my burger and just throw me away, bro.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, what was your answer to the Ten Tails?
I'd say no, it's evil.
Okay, so what makes the juvenile Ten Tails evil?
Well, the juvenile Ten Tails, I don't think so, because we haven't seen the juvenile Ten Tails do anything that was quote unquote evil. I said he was just chilling. But Ten Tails overall originally, like remember Ten Tails when they rampaged back in the Kaguya's time, even though he was kind of under the control of Kaguya. So I don't even know if that's completely. But the Ten Tails has rampaged multiple times, and they rampaged because of the chakra fruit, kind of like would it be like a selfish thing? But they did get something stolen from them. But again, you can't just go rampage. So those Ten Tails, you could probably say yeah. But the juvenile Ten Tails, he was just chilling. If anything, he probably killed Jigen.
So I want to like draw a distinction. So just the juvenile Ten Tails, no Ten Tails before, no Shinju or Claw Grimes after. Just the juvenile Ten Tails. Is that entity evil? You're saying no.
Well, now with Shinju, with the advent of Shinju, you have to say yes.
But listen, what I just said. No before, no after. Just the juvenile Ten Tails. Is the juvenile Ten Tails evil?
Well, I don't think so. If I might be forgetting some lore with Ten Tails, but all I remember was him just chilling, being held captive by Jigen and then Code, and then he got split up. So like he was just like sitting in the cellar.
Okay. Is the juvenile Ten Tails, that's same one, is it bad? Because maybe bad is different from evil. Evil's a very strong word. Is it bad?
He hasn't shown any bad tendencies, or not that we know of. Well, he tried to.
Can I answer? Maybe it has to do with the entity that's using the Ten Tails. If the entities that's using the Ten Tails is like a Hashirama, then that Ten Tails then becomes a better entity rather than being used by a Jigen. But I wouldn't say inherently that the Ten Tails is evil or good. I think it's more like a wild animal. It's just surviving off of instinct.
Okay. So seeing how that's the case, when the Shinju came about, so now we can move on. So when the Shinju came about, would you say that they're evil or bad?
No.
Oh, they killed people.
No, I said when they came about. Chapter 4, I believe. In that dimension, when they first appeared for the first time. Are they evil? Are they bad?
No, yeah, I think that I would say no, because they're pretty much just getting their, what is it called, sentience or something like that, when they start thinking on their own. So they don't know the difference between good or evil at that point in time. When you know it's wrong to kill and you kill, then yeah, you're evil. But when you don't know and you do it, I don't think that you're considered evil, because you're not doing it with an evil intent.
That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. That's a good point.
So your answer would be aligned with free games, Bara?
Well, my originally I was gonna say no, because what they want to do was kill people for their selfish gain, for information. But if they don't necessarily know, like, if that's evil or not, I guess for them specifically, I don't know if that'll consider them evil. But again, evil's perspective, for everyone else, yeah, they're evil. I'm pretty sure Boruto thinks they're evil. So.
Okay, so when Boruto goes to the Ten Tails dimension to assassinate the juvenile Ten Tails, who we've established isn't bad or evil, there's no indications of that. Do you think that Boruto is bad or evil for doing that?
That's where intent comes in. What was his intent? His intent was to stop.
Sorry. Can you restart? You sounded a little robotic there.
Oh yeah, my bad. I think that's where intent. Well, that's where we talk about intent. What was his intent in actually doing that? His intent was to actually save the world. So, I'd say no. Like,
to evil.
And again, this is a philosophical question. Everybody talks about, like, would you go back and kill baby Hitler? Like, we've talked about this for years and years and years. So, like, I guess it's just a philosophical question. I think a lot of people would have different answers.
So would the problem be that Boruto is, or rather would the case be that Boruto is justified in trying to assassinate an entity that has not been confirmed to be evil or bad? Is he justified in doing that because of what that entity might become?
Yes, when you know what that entity might become, because of Caution Code, you know, in all possible futures. I think so.
Okay, so let's stay with that.
Possible future, for sure.
Let's stay with that. Okay, so this is the reason why I said it this way. What they might become, not what they will become.
Right.
Because he can see that being Koji through prescience, all possible futures. Right now, that's infinite. Now, if you use the law of large numbers, if the number size is large enough, right, it effectively means if it can happen, it will happen. Especially when you're dealing with infinity, it's just endless, right? Endless possibilities. But let's get away from that, right? Like the mathematics nerdy side of it. Okay, one would imagine in an infinite possibilities when it comes to the future that there exists a possibility where they can resolve the Shinju Ten Tails issue without Boruto having to assassinate the Ten Tails, which is confirmed to have not done anything wrong or bad. Or kill the Shinju when they first manifested in the Ten Tails dimension.
Maybe I think that, I'm sorry, Bar. I think that was Koji's intent in the first place to not have him manifest at all, but because I think Boruto said something like he was too late or some shit like that. So like I think that's what they were trying to do in the beginning
by assassinating the juvenile Ten Tails.
Oh, was it? Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it was just like I forgot specifically what it was, but he wanted Code to stop what he was doing.
No, he pleaded with Code, certainly, but the goal was to use Code to get to that dimension so that he would have the coordinates for Flying Raijin, so that he would take out the juvenile Ten Tails before they became Shinju. But he was too late because the Ten Tails was already evolved.
I feel like if Boruto would have gotten there and the Ten Tails was like in full, I think he probably just sealed him.
Okay, that's an interesting thought, but given what they said, he was going to kill the Ten Tails.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, that was the whole plan, for him to go there and assassinate the Ten Tails by some means.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, you're right then. I know that.
Okay, so are you guys considering Boruto evil or bad for wanting to do this? Remember, we're not talking about what. Remember, we're not talking about what they will become. We're talking about what they might become. The Shinju.
Well, no, that was what they were going to become, because again, Boruto had no effect on the Ten Tails, and that was the reality. The reality before Boruto even got to the dimension, they were already there. So like that was the reality.
I would say yes in the lens of this Shinju, because he's trying to end their whole existence. If you're trying to end my whole existence, then you're evil to me.
But from your perspective, is Boruto doing something bad or evil for trying to take out an entity that has no confirmed lore that makes it evil or bad? And it's not even a guarantee that they will become the thing that you think they'll become.
Would it be a boring answer to say I'm neutral in the whole situation? Because I don't think either or.
It wouldn't be a boring answer. It wouldn't be a boring. It wouldn't be a boring answer, but it would be informative to like your processes as a person. Yeah.
Like, because I'm not thinking about it in like an IRL aspect. I'm thinking of it more in I don't know. I was just trying to go like, of course, if I'm going to think about it in an IRL aspect, then yeah, I'm not going to think what Boruto is doing is evil because he's trying to save his village. He's trying to save the people that he loved, blah, 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 blah. But when I think about it from the other side, like the rabbit had the gun per se, like if I'm looking at it from the other side, I'm looking at it from the Shinju's aspect, does that make Boruto evil to them? Yes, Boruto will be an evil entity that they need to erase because he's trying to end their existence or trying to come in between their goal and their plan for what they would consider a utopia. And Boruto, he's trying to do something to get to what he's considered a utopia. So it just depends on whose eyes you're viewing evil or good from. That's the only reason why I say it like that.
So I'm trying to view it through your eyes. What do you think?
Like I said, if I'm going in IRL, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say what Boruto is doing isn't wrong because if you're talking about survival, then he has to do what he has to do for him to survive, and that wouldn't make him evil. No, that will make him a survivor, so a person who has survival instincts. So no.
So did he do a bad thing?
Did he do a bad thing? He didn't do anything, honestly. So no, he didn't do a bad thing. Did he have a bad intent? Yes, because he was trying to end something that has that breathes.
I disagree with that. I think, and again, I think intent matters.
If we bomb the all right. So going back to like if we want to talk about history or whatever. All right. So like Japan, they were our like foes or whatever, and supposedly they bombed Pearl Harbor, and then we bombed them with a fucking nuke and hit them for Hiroshima. Are we evil for fucking dropping that nuke on them?
I don't
killing thousands of people.
I don't think that's a good.
But we was doing that. Well, I'm not saying we, but the government and the people, the higher ups. This is what they told us. They were doing it for the greater good of America. Did that make them evil?
For America,
they were doing it to quote unquote protect Americans.
But again,
that's what I'm saying. America. So it depends on what lens you're looking at. To the Japanese, we look evil. But to the Japanese, they're not evil.
No, I believe.
Aspect,
my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. I'm sorry. I'm done rambling. My fault.
I believe there is an objective greater good. not just the greater good for America. Like, so like with Boruto, I believe Boruto was doing, his intent was the greater good, objectively the greater good. Might not be the greater good for the Shinju or good for the Shinju, but I think it was the greater good overall. And to be honest,
wait, stop there. Sorry. So it's not objectively the greater good; it's subjectively the greater good.
Everything here is subjective, but I think overall there is a greater good. There is a greater good.
But we need to remove objective from that statement, right?
I disagree. I think again, I think if subjectively it's going to be the greater good for some people, and it's not going to be the greater good for other people. So yes, that. But I think objectively there is a greater good, if that makes sense.
And what would that be?
Saving the world.
So you're saying that's objectively a greater good?
Well, matter of fact, I don't even. I'll say this. I don't even know if that's the case, because we talked about this a couple pods ago. Maybe the Otsutsuki clan, maybe they're on something with actually wanting to end planet Earth, and maybe that's the greater good.
That's what I was just about to get at that. Like, what if saving the Earth isn't the greater good, though? That's the greater good for the Earth. Well, how does that affect the whole universe as a whole? Just by saying that.
So at this point, we don't fully know, but specifically for the world, I guess, just like how we said for America with that BS, but for the world, I guess it's greater good. For the world, it's the greater good.
Shot, bro.
But like for the world, it's the greater good. But like I don't necessarily know if objective. Well, because we don't know the Otsutsuki lore and everything like that. If planet Earth is a net good for the universe as a whole. So I don't fully know. But for the world, it's a greater good. So I guess subjectively, yeah. So I guess this is still subjective. I guess Mel's right here. So yeah, it's subjectively a greater good for the world, but objectively we don't fully know yet because Otsutsuki lore and everything like that.
Yeah. And Brian said, why don't y'all go back and read what his intent was? He never said kill the Tento. Because we're not going to go back and read a freaking manga mid-podcast.
Well, I ain't.
Well, sorry. I don't have a problem with like a correction. That's perfectly fine. The reason why I don't do it is because they want you to pay for the earlier chapters, and I'm not sure.
True, that's another one too. Yeah, I'm not paying.
And I'm not sure if I can trust the translations for whatever random fan-made thing that popped out. So. But if you want to pull it up, I have absolutely no problem with clarification. Yeah.
That's all right. Give me a second.
What chapter was it? Do you remember?
I believe it was chapter 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2 Blue Vortex is a little bit easier to navigate. We only got a few chapters.
Yeah, certainly somewhere between 2 and 4. Certainly.
Oh, he said specifically, withdraw your monsters, all of them. Do it while you're still able to control them, and I'll let you live.
Wait, hold on. Are you reading an official?
Well, I guess that's specifically the Shinju. But let me continue reading. No, not the Shinju. That was specifically the Clog Rhyme. But let me continue reading. Well, we could talk about some other stuff. Don't let me stop the pod.
No, you was reading.
No, dead air right now. We can't just have dead air while I read.
We're gonna talk around you.
Yeah, like we have our core audience, so they're not gonna go anywhere.
Talk around. What's for dinner tonight, boys?
Huh? What?
I said talk around me while I read. What's for dinner tonight?
What the bro? Are you having a hard time pulling up these panels or something? Like
I'm scrolling through 40 pages, partner.
Wait.
I'm gonna say this isn't dial-up internet no more. What's going on?
So it's likely to be post chapter 4 when Koji and Boruto are having a conversation under that tree where Sasuke is. I'm thinking it's likely to be somewhere around there. I'm trying to find the chapter myself. What website are you using?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Well, I don't necessarily like to promote.
Well, you just hook us up in the chat then.
All right. True.
Is it 1-to-1 to the Viz translations?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
No? Okay.
I don't feel comfortable saying one way or another, but I know the recent ones are actually the legitimate officials, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm like cautious against as well. I'm not really sure.
Give me a second.
Let me see.
Man, I want some pizza. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm not trying to calm you down, but you should. I don't know if this is it. I'm just like covering dead air. You should have known that this was going to happen at a high probability. What we are doing to What we're going to do doesn't change. We're going to fight. Sorry, okay, I don't think that's what I'm looking for. So it's not the conversation with Sasuke.
Well, what chapter are we thinking? These said chapter like 2 or 3, right?
I think it has to be chapter probably 3 or 4. I would imagine.
Oh yeah, in 82, he's just saying, "Take me to the 10 tails."
Bruh, what do you think Chat GPT would tell me the answer?
No, bro. Why do you keep, bro? Stop using that shit, bro. I ain't used that shit in like a year.
Cause bro, it's better than Google for me sitting there like having a full conversation with Chat GPT with my friends. Sometimes the only person that responds. So, boy, that's a sad comment.
Wait, has none of us found what his goal was for the 10 tails?
No, like I'm in 83. He's just washing code in 83. Let's be honest.
83? What is 83?
Why are you on Boruto? I thought. Oh, okay. I was like, what?
You know how in Naruto they just combine all the chapters that kind of
regressed back to part 1. I was like, oh shit. We continue in TBV from part 1.
Is this it right here? You'll need to. I don't know how accurate these translations are, so please mind you. You need to scrap them while you still hold their reins, or else we'll end up with the worst possible future for everyone. Because this is where code is like making the what them shit's called, claw grinds. Hold on, let me put it on the screen.
Maybe that was where the implication came from.
Right here, this one right here.
Probably something like that. Again, I would have to go back.
I think it's probably the chapter beforehand, actually, because it seems like he's listening to what Boruto told him.
Yeah, I don't think he said it. I didn't think he said or stated his goal. I think once he got there, everything was just clipped. You didn't see the 10 tails.
Very Boruto, there is no time to spare. Could you be quiet for a second? I'm not as deaf at this as Grandpa. And he leaves, fly Raijin. He goes there with code. I think this is where it will go. Where it will be? No? Where's the 10 tails?
Oh no, I know what it is. Hold on. I think it's actually the prescience chapter. Maybe. What is that? Chapter
he doesn't say anything.
13?
Chapter 13.
When he puts the headband on.
Let me see. I can get right there quick. Chapter 13. I'm my bad for all the clicking. Oh wait, hold on. This is still chapter 4. Oh, come on. Let me out here.
Damn.
I think it's like
still gonna keep on doing that. That's fact. That's fine.
It's fine. We can take like use this as like a little.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna use this no more.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, I did want to discuss a potential topic.
It doesn't seem like it says anything about the 10 cells though. From the chapter 3, but if it's chapter 14, then
I'll just read this panel I have, but I can't like. Fuck! Why do they make you pay for this shit? Do we have access to chapter 13 still?
No.
Yeah, should have. What chapter?
No, 14. This that stupid shit I'm talking about. Even on Manga Plus. This is
what chapter you're trying to look at?
I get their coin.
13. So this one says, I can't say it's true for all, but many futures show the same outcome. So that right, but I need the official translation, bro. In the end, Kawaki gets consumed and the planet is obliterated. It goes without saying that this must not happen. We must ensure that the worst possible future never becomes a reality. As I mentioned earlier, the future is filled with countless possibilities. Even now, with you being aware of this fact, our future is constantly. Oh, this is interesting. The whole singularity thing was hinted at in 13. Our future is constantly altering its path with each passing moment. Old man Koji, I just want to say one thing. Be it for stopping the divine tree plan or anything else, just know this: I can never agree to the option of killing Kawaki. Blah blah blah. I don't need this. Let me continue. He says, in any case. Okay, so he says, I understand that clearly. In any case, the 10 tails is blocking my path. I'll take care of code, the 10 tails, and everything all at once. You don't need to tell me. And then you have the statement Free Game brought up as well, where he's like to scrap the like the option that he has for stopping this issue through code is to like scrap them, not like some other means.
Yeah.
Like, mighty good.
So, plus, he doesn't like have any sealing jutsu we know of, so I'm not really sure.
Well, let's just act in the world where he did want to kill him. He wanted to pack him up. So my idea is that he'd be acting in the greater good for planet Earth, but we don't necessarily know the actual objective greater good. And I brought up that idea that I believe that there is a subjective greater good and there's an objective greater good. The subjective greater good, and I kind of agree with Mello here, Boruto would be acting in the subjective greater good for the world, but we don't necessarily know the overall objective greater good.
But there is, but my thing is, there is no objective greater good. It doesn't exist. There's only subjective good.
I think we could. Well, I disagree with that. I think we could disagree right there.
How is that even possible?
In the universe there are things that.
Sorry, real quick. Sorry. How do you measure if a thing's good or not?
The impact.
Okay, so who's doing that?
Who's measuring the impact?
Yeah,
I think everybody.
Who's everybody?
Everyone in the universe. I feel like if there's like hypothetically, if there's like a greater bad that happens in the universe, everybody would feel that in the universe. If there's a greater good that happens,
who are these? Like aliens? Humans?
No, even Boruto, even down to even down to
the real world,
even down to Gamakichi, even
the real world,
even in faraway universes, Piccolo, like
Bar.
He said the real world. I said Piccolo.
Bar, relax. Listen, Bar. Bro went to Dragon Ball for no reason. I'm confused, bro.
That's the
real world. He said Piccolo.
Greater good. That's the objective.
Bar, in the real world,
it benefits everyone.
Bar, in the real world.
Yeah.
Are you talking about human beings?
Yeah, even in the real world, I believe that there is an objective greater good for the universe.
Okay, so who are the ones measuring it?
Oh man,
everyone. Me, you,
who's
Barack
everyone?
Obama,
Humans.
Donald Trump.
Humans,
everyone's
animals,
gonna feel it.
amoebas. Who?
Everyone.
Name some entities, man.
Me, you, Barack Obama, Donald Trump,
humans,
Beyonce, Michelle Obama.
I'm not asking you to name names.
Kim Jong-un.
Are you talking about humans? Is it exclusively humans? Are we including animals? Are we including insects?
Yes, everyone. Yes.
Everything.
Right,
okay. So okay. So if you removed everything that you're talking about, how do you measure what's good?
If you remove the universe, there is no universe.
No. I'm talking about all these. Like when we say everything, I'm assuming you're talking about like sentient, self-aware things that are able to like.
No, even the trees. I think there's a greater good for plants.
Yeah, we can move on, bro. We can. This bro said
if there's a guy that wants to
get what he's saying though, like all right, so like for instance, all right, if you kill a bug, does that make you evil?
I think you measure evil through intent.
So like I, for instance, use ChatGPT to ask if mosquitoes died, would that impact the world in a negative way? And it said very little. It'll have very little impact. Does that make me evil because I want the genocide of all mosquitoes?
Well, again, subjective for the world. You don't know if it's the greatest.
But that's eradicating a whole race though of mosquitoes.
But
you want them all dead.
Universe.
But you're kind of devolving the conversation back to trying to measure like good and evil. Like we're trying to measure objective truth versus subjective truth now. And what I'm saying is there is no such thing as objective truth. There's only subjective truth. And he's saying that's not true. And I'm confused.
You are truth or good?
Objective good, objective bad, objective. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is the reason why I do believe there is an objective good is because there's a universe. Some things can end the universe. Like if someone has like an idea to potentially blow up the sun, and again, this is just my opinion because you never know what God has in plan. And again, your faith is your faith. But if someone decides to blow up the sun, I believe everything in the universe suffers. And I think that would be a greater bad. So someone trying to keep the sun pumping would
I'm not
be
arguing. I'm not arguing the greater good or greater. I'm talking about objective bad versus subjective bad. Would a guy blowing up the sun be objectively bad?
Yes. Well, again, I don't know what the Lord has in plan.
Yeah, like what if the UV rays are killing people? Does that make him still bad because he destroyed the sun?
Then again, you look at the greater good. Is the sun having more positive impact on the universe than negative?
But that's a different conversation, though. Because, like, okay, so say he gets great joy out of destroying the sun. This is like the highlight of his
objective reasoning. Like he has no reasoning behind what.
Yeah, like it doesn't even matter like why. He just like gets like a stiffy.
Like a serial killer who just like killing people. He has no reason for why he kills them. He just likes killing. There you go.
So when you say it's objectively bad, that's not true, because from his subjective point of view, it's a good. Well, so it would be a contradiction to that statement.
I believe that that both can exist. I believe that he himself can believe it's subjectively good, but it'd be objectively bad.
Okay, so how do you measure this? Now we're looping. So like I get rid of humans, I get rid of like all self-aware entities that can feel or express this sentiment.
But then how is it then the universe? There is no good or bad then. If there is no universe, there can't be a good or bad for the universe.
But we're not getting rid of the universe. We're not getting rid of like the material functions of a hydrogen particle, or we're just getting rid of these particular entities that can disseminate this particular idea or concept.
Let's say you blow up the sun, the hydrogen particles will be affected. You understand?
No, Bar. So what I'm saying is there's no objective bad, and I'm saying that there's only subjective bad. So how do you measure bad? Well, you being a person can measure it. Maybe you can say like it can be measured through like feelings or emotions, not like through vocabulary. An animal can measure a bad feeling, too close to the fire, ouch, that hurts, let me jump back, whatever. Say you remove animals or anything that can do that to that degree, or a human do it to a human degree, remove them. How is it measured that a bad thing that you're saying is bad is indeed bad if you don't have the entities that you're saying is there to measure it? They're gone. So if it's objectively true, it would exist absent of us, is what I'm saying.
I disagree.
Okay.
I believe the impact matters. That's one of the first things I said. If there's no impact on a bad deed, I don't know if it's a bad deed. But if there's great impact on the bad deed, then of course it's a bad deed.
That's not true.
I believe so.
I can like stub my toe. And from my perspective, that's a bad thing that happened. It's not like some grandiose thing.
But what's the impact? The impact is you, and you believe it's bad.
But you're talking about scale, right?
Yeah, but again, if you erase everything, what's the scale? There is nothing.
But that's where we're not understanding. I'm not erasing everything. I'm erasing the people or the things that you're saying can measure
the things that will be impacted by the bad.
I'm removing the things that you're saying can measure objective bad.
Yeah, and that the measure comes from the impact. What's the impact? If there is no impact,
how do you measure impact? Wait. Sorry, now we're going looping, but in a different way. How are you measuring impact? Who's measuring impact?
Everyone. We are looping, but you're asking the same questions. Everyone measures the impact.
Okay. So I get rid of everyone.
Then there is no impact. You get it. Then there is no
impact. Yes. You're there. There is no impact.
Yes. Impact is what it is. That's one of the first things I said.
So how can it be objectively true if these entities that we're saying is measuring the impact and of course the bad deed itself are gone? There's no one to measure it.
Because
if it's an objective truth, shouldn't that truth exist given our absence?
No. If you shoot a gun at no one, is it a bad deed? But if you shoot a gun at someone, is that a bad deed? Now, the act of shooting a gun is still shooting a gun. So, like, the impact matters.
Bro, what are you talking about?
If there's no one to
what are you talking about, man?
If there's no one to impact on the bad deed, then it's not a bad deed. If there are people that are impacted, then it is a bad deed. If you're shooting a gun in itself, hypothetically, let's say it's illegal. Mm-hmm. But if you shoot a gun and no one's affected, is that completely bad? But if you shoot a gun and someone actually is impacted, I believe that makes it significantly more bad. That's how you measure the impact. The people and the
So
things.
if you have nobody around to shoot the gun,
If
and
a
there's
tree
no
falls
impact,
in the woods, did it make a sound?
I would assume so.
bro, now you just saying stuff, bro.
No, that's a saying.
That shit still
That's a
makes
saying
sense.
that's been around for like 100 years. Like this
No,
is
I know that, but is it applicable here?
yes, because the impact matters. That's the whole point. The impact.
I get what he's saying. Like, is the impact still there just because nobody's there around to witness it?
Yeah. So if you erase everyone, there is no impact.
Well, then the tree falling in the woods
define
wouldn't
impact.
make a noise then if there's nobody there.
Define impact.
Give me a second.
Sorry. How are
you
you
looking up the
defining impact?
actual definition?
I'm not. Wait. Sorry. I'm not asking you to look it up. I'm asking you to.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I think he's asking for your personal definition. Not
like don't go looking it up. I don't need the official definition.
He was like, "What's the definition?" 1 second.
Yeah, like you're using the word. Shouldn't you know how you were using it? I don't even care if it's an official definition. I just need to know
what's the
you're
definition of a
about.
chair. We all know what a chair is. What's the definition of it?
Bar. I get it. You watch Destiny and Vosh.
Four-legged stool.
No,
Bar,
but this is common. No one just knows definitions of every single word we utilize. We understand what it means.
I don't care about the official definition. This is not a gotcha. I'm just trying to figure out what you mean by the word, even if it's not like officially the definition. I could care. What's your colloquial meaning when you like gentleman? When you say gentleman, I'm not looking for the official definition. I'm looking for your definition.
The effect.
The effect. Okay. So impact means the effect.
Yeah. The effect it has on other people.
On people.
On everything.
Okay. Well, no, that's different though.
The plants, the bugs.
Okay. So if a tree falls, it does have an effect. But if we remove people, it doesn't, or animals or insects, it doesn't have an effect on them.
I didn't ask about the effect of the tree. I asked, did it make a sound if no one hears it?
Wouldn't the sound be the effect of it falling?
No, I didn't. That's not the question. I'm saying, did it make a sound, not the effect?
Let me ask a question.
Then why do you guys care about the sound?
Does it make it? Is all right? So like, I did another. I know you said don't use Chat GPT, but I'm going to use it. All right. So I had asked Chat GPT if humans didn't exist, would that be better for the world?
What?
And it said, yeah. No, bro. Look. All right. So like, if humans didn't exist, plants would grow better. Blah blah blah. We wouldn't have no effect on the ozone. Blah blah blah. We do a lot of like damage to the earth. So if humans didn't exist, that damage would be reversed. So basically, human existence is what is bad for pretty much the Earth's existence. So if we erase human existence, the Earth would be a better place. But us as humans, the thought of being eradicated for the greater good of Earth sounds evil, no?
Not to me.
To Bar, it sounded like it because he's like, yeah, what do you mean?
Wait, sorry.
I think we're like right now. We're nowhere.
I think we're spinning off to like multiple topics.
Yeah, like
my point was like super simple. All I'm saying is there's just we can agree to disagree. Let's move on, maybe. Yeah.
Well, because my point was like it was like geared to what you were saying, like the objective greater good. It has to come from your pretty much your opinion, what you think the greater good is, basically. So like the only reason why I asked that is because like basically like humans, for instance, we want to exist, we want to keep on living. So if you were told that you not living anymore would be the greater good for the world, would that be a bad thing? That's why I was asking that.
It wouldn't be an objective. It wouldn't be objectively bad.
It would be subjective, right?
Yeah. If it is bad, it would be subjectively bad. Yeah.
Okay.
And it would never be objectively bad.
So you agree? It could. There is an objective good or bad.
What is this Bugs Bunny reverse psychology shit?
You
talk that shit. You talk that bullshit. He should have taken my point and pretend like he was. Wait. He should have taken my fucking point and pretend like he was arguing for this entire time.
He's like, Rabbit got the gun, motherfucker.
It ain't even slick or smooth because it wasn't slick or smooth. Like, bro, that's crazy, bro. Ain't no
You literally just
way
said
you
objectively
said
bad. So there is no objective bad.
Ain't no fucking way you just said that, bro. Let's
Right,
move
yeah.
on, bro. Let's,
Oh,
ain't no
man.
fucking way you trying to pull
Hey,
that
Bar,
shit.
you had a
That's slick
topic
shit.
you wanted to know the best fights of 2024. What was
Yeah,
your best fight of 2024?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a ranking. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I wanted to go with best fights and moments. I guess we could talk about fights. I'll kick it off with fights. We were just talking about, to be honest, I think the Boruto and Code fight is probably gonna be one of the more legendary fights of 2024. Simply because, let's be honest, Boruto's first appearance, he first showed up. Not only that, Uzuhiko went off completely. Like, let's be honest, everybody loved that move and maneuver. And not only that, the overall aura of Boruto. I think one of the things that's like kind of like underrated
Hold on,
about
I'm sorry to cut you off. Isn't that 2023 though?
that's 2024. Would you?
Because didn't the first chapter come out the end of 2023? I'm sorry to be like so specific, but
You might be right.
because we got 14 chapters and only 12 months of the year. That's the only reason why I say that.
No, you may actually be right. Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 where it wasn't 2024, I believe, though. That's the only thing. But
yeah, I ain't trying to be
a lot of that did happen in 2023.
That was 2023.
All right, so just like reiterate your point from the top so we can have it for clips.
Yeah, let's just pretend that the last two chapters carried that whole entire battle. All right. So chapter 3 and 4, I believe that right there was like arguably the best fight, simply because we've seen Boruto pull up. He was essentially what we expected. We kind of thought that he'd have a darker tone. Not only a darker tone, he'd be significantly stronger. I kind of underestimated Boruto significantly. I remember we were talking about, I said, I don't necessarily know if he'd be stronger than Hashirama Senju or something like that early on. This is before we even figured out the lore of the Karma Seal. So he came back, and I'm pretty sure at this particular point, it's arguable that he's at least as strong as my guy Ishiki. Like, because he's significantly stronger than Code. Not only that, like during the battle, he said multiple times that killing Code would be easy. And remember, this is a character above Jigen. And he said killing Code would be easy. And to be honest, he backed it up with the Uzuhiko because he barely did anything with Code. And technically it was easy. So I think the aura of Boruto pulling up, I thought that right there kind of carried early part of Boruto. Not only that, it was like a very good segue as well. The segue into the Shinju, I believe, impacted the series significantly because that essentially set the tone for the entire year. We're still on the Shinju. We still barely know too much about Jura. So I feel like that right there was really one of the best fights, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I know that's. I'm going to go more of a 2024 feel, and I'm going to say the Himawari versus Jura fight was pretty much the best fight of 2024. Not only did we get Kurama coming back, I thought that would have been an ass pull at first because I wanted Kurama to stay dead when he died with Naruto, but him coming back was actually pretty dope. I didn't have a problem with it. Like the way they explained it, the way he respawned back into Himawari, her being like the perfect Jinchuriki and the perfect person to be a Jinchuriki. I think that was a refreshing feel, and to see her use the Biju bomb with her hair was amazing. I like that brought. I don't know. I just think that was the best fight of 2024 for sure.
No, I think I like that pick. I like both of those picks actually. Boruto, big boss energy. Okay, big stepper as I call him, literally. And little baby Hima pulling up to be big Hima. Okay, turns out that she is her daddy's offspring after all. Yeah, no, those are excellent picks. For me, I'm going to go with my boy Konohamaru versus Hirari. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going with that. I'm going.
Hey, I would have entertained it, bro.
And my boy Konohamaru skipping like Madara and Hashirama's stones. No, not that. My fight is going to be Boruto versus the Shinju and the Ten Tails dimension. Okay. This fight was epic. Not only do we get the introduction of the Shinju, we get this brand new entities that pop up out of nowhere, but Boruto has to like fight them all simultaneously. So we get to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like a buffet. It's like I don't know, Golden Corral if you have those where you are, right? Like you just get a little bit of everything. It was perfect. And I think the tone in that instance where Boruto, like if it's animated, they could show him panicking or some sweat or whatever the case may be. I think the tension is there. I think the tone, Koji pleading with him, run. Like Imagine that scene in the anime with that tone and some like select music, some ominous music. Oh man, that scene is going to hit. So yeah, for that reason, seeing Bug, seeing like that cliffhanger with like Sasuke in the tree, everything was just hitting on point. I think that's probably my favorite fight. There's some great fights, but that's probably
Yeah, to be honest, that's a good pick too. I tried to claim the Shinju effect, but to be honest, Mello's fight actually owns it. That fight, in my personal opinion, what makes it so unique is like you see the differences in everybody's moves, and not just the differences, but like they're introducing characters and introducing characters in a crazy way, like having Boruto fight them, someone we just seen basically destroy arguably the strongest character that we thought was going to be in the series in Code. So like I thought that was impactful. Not only that, I think this was big as well. Boruto came in. Like, and people, again, we're going to call him the Gary Stu. They still are calling him the Gary Stu. But having him be humbled by some of the Shinjo, I thought was super important. Bug especially. Yeah, I thought that was impeccable. Not only that, he kind of got yoked up by Moege's jutsu as well. So I'm kind of excited to see specifically how she comes in the next chapter. But another one I thought was big as well was he took a pause and he's kind of seen Sasuke. I thought entertainment-wise, that's very good writing. I thought, and again, during this time, it was kind of like high, let's say, it was kind of like a tense moment because the Toads were, or not Toads, because Kashin Koji was telling Boruto, you have to leave, bro, you have to leave. But Boruto was like, nah, I gotta see Sasuke for myself. I thought that right there was a super important scene. And not only that, when the anime comes out, I think they're probably gonna make more emphasis on that, where Boruto wants to stay there to actually come face to face with Sasuke. I think that would be a cool scene.
I sure agree though, because like I like the pretty much that we saw the effect of the time skip, like everything that pretty much culminated from the 3 years from part 1 to TBV. We got to when we came back, we was like wondering where these characters was, like a Bug, or if he was, even if he wasn't wondering, to see him come back as a Shinju and come back 10 times stronger from being a peon. I thought that was amazing. Like that reveal, just going back to it and rereading the chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the most hype moments. Just like when Mamushi, the Henny Lord / God,
I don't say who.
Our guy, I know, right? We call him Bug, but when
that's his real name, Mamushi. Seriously?
Yeah, Mamushi. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay,
when Mamushi first popped up, it was epic. Right, like I could just see like the Akatsuki music or something playing on that scene. Obviously Boruto music, but yeah, I'm just. By the way, I didn't really think about this until this very second. Now that I said what I just said, I wonder how good the Boruto Part 2 music is going to be, because Naruto Part 2 really took it to a different level. Not a higher level necessarily, depends on your subjective point of view, but I do think it hit a different tone. I think it hit a different tone. So I'm kind of curious about that, just off the top of my head, but I digress. But yeah, no, these are great fights. What do you guys think is the most important fight?
That's a good one.
Because for
the one that you brought up,
I'd say Himawari.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, I'd say Himawari. One of the things that Himawari said first, one of the first things that she said, and this happened in 2023, shout out Free Game for reminding me, but she said she wanted to get stronger to help Boruto. And I thought that was kind of shocking, because not only was that like kind of like a thing, because in part 1 we didn't fully know if she wanted to become a shinobi, and of course she did end up going to the academy, but now she's like completely devoted. But also it's like a kind of like taboo subject, like you want to help Boruto, the guy who killed the Hokage, like. And Himawari, she was so confident at that point, she didn't care that everybody would have probably thought that she was crazy. I think that's probably going to inform her decision making in the future. With Karma now, I think she actually has the ability to actually help Boruto, to actually help him out on missions in the future. And one of the things specific with Boruto that's going to be impeccable is that he has Kashin Koji as well. So even though Himawari might not necessarily know exactly how to use Karma right now, I believe eventually, if she does train with Karma, she's probably going to learn all the impeccable power-ups, first things first. But not only that, I think she's probably going to also get a lot of the intricate stuff that Naruto had to go through trials and tribulations to actually earn. Remember, basically when he's fighting against Sasuke, even someone against Kaguya, he was using like unique moves that he didn't necessarily have in KCM 1 and KCM 2 when he did stack on the Sage and other stuff. I think Himawari could probably get a lot of that immediately. So impact wise, I think that'll probably be like one of the biggest like impacts that happens to the series because she's going to be lockstep with Boruto. In my personal opinion, I think it's a matter of time before she goes rogue.
Are we talking about impact as far as the future of the series, or impact as far as like what we gotten so far?
In whatever way you want to define it.
Okay, so I'm just going off of impact of what we got so far. I would say the Shinju fight, like you brought up, will probably be the most impactful fight. Because we were introduced to the Shinju, who are the new enemy, the new big bad, the new entity that we're trying to learn and get more information on. And the Himawari fight was a fight with Jura, who was one of the beings that I'm talking about. So I would say that fight would just like to summarize, it would be one of the best, the most impactful fight, I would say, in the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if Boruto would have got there early and was able to subdue the 10 cells or whatever, we wouldn't even have the Shinju at this point in time.
For me, I think I'm going to go with Bara's first answer. I think that first Boruto versus Code battle is the most important fight in TBV because it's our return to form. It's our return to this universe. It's the hook that's going to lure you in. And I think that's really interesting because Boruto to me had a tall task coming into Two Blue Vortex. And this is obviously a subjective opinion, obviously. Boruto in part 1 to me felt like a side character in his own series. I thought it was really the Kawaki show. He was more so the main character, and the series, the story, the plot, everything revolved around Kawaki, and Boruto seemed a little bit more reactive rather than proactive. And this was one of the issues that I had when I did engage in comparison between Boruto and Naruto, where I look at Naruto, I'm like, okay, well, Naruto has these like really bombastic, impactful moments, right? When he shows up with the toads in the Pain Invasion arc, right? One of the most epic Naruto turn-up moments in history. You need those turn-up moments. Or when he showed up versus Haku and Sasuke during the Land of Waves arc with the #1 hyperactive knucklehead ninja Naruto. Like all that was so fire. Like he has those turn-up moments. He has the big power-ups and blah, 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 right? And I looked at Boruto in part 1. I'm like, everything he had was Momoshiki. So when I think of all the cool stuff, I'm thinking about Momoshiki. So like, I like Momoshiki, but I want to like Boruto and Boruto alone. And I think Two Blue Vortex had the cure to what was ailing me. I think it had the answer to the question. It had the fix, the solution to the problem. I think Boruto himself, no Momoshiki, is a character that's worth backing now. And I think it all kind of showcased itself in the build up to that first battle. In that first battle, and just the swagger he had when he dominated Cole, knelt down, talked to him like he was a boy, just that aura that Boruto had, stepping on his face, the disrespect, like everything about him. That fight just encompassed everything that the series needed it to do, or needed it to be, rather. And I think I like that fight for the most important one. You know, your first impression is your best impression, they say. So the boomers say. So yeah.
No, for sure. Because if we would have got a excuse me. Because if we would have got a bad or a lackluster intro to Two Blue Vortex, we probably wouldn't be so captivated by it. So I do agree with that.
Yeah. How would you guys, Bar, did you have another topic before we?
What I just wanted to say, I wish we started part 1 Boruto like that. Yeah. I wish we started part 1 with a bang.
Yes.
I mean, we kind of did with the Momoshiki and Naruto Sasuke and Momoshiki fight. If you want to count the movie as the beginning, instead of just like episode 1, 2, and 3.
To be honest, I think that kind of devalued the start of Boruto, the anime specifically, because no one really cared about the Sumire arc. No one really cared about Boruto becoming a genin. No one really cared about all that other stuff because we were thinking, hey, the Otsutsuki clan is about to come. Not only that, we already know that none of these guys are going to die in all of these crazy missions. Even when we went to the Mist Village and everybody, remember the 7 swordsmen of the mist, like that was supposed to be a big thing. Academy students fighting against Chunin. But hey, we already seen all of them in the Chunin exam. They're not dead. So like, I feel like that kind of devalued the start of Boruto a lot.
I would disagree because if they would have went another way about covering the series, I think it could have been a lot better. Like I think they dropped a lot of interesting arcs that could have been way better if they just would have went at it at a different aspects rather than trying to cater to the children.
That I could agree with that, but I see what the Boruto writers were doing. Like, for example, like hypothetically, people who are 14 years old in 2016, how are they now? Like, they're all grown. Like, so they're captivating a brand new audience. They don't necessarily want to just hold on to the Naruto audience of 30-year-olds. That wouldn't necessarily be the best thing. They want to capture the new generation, capture TikTok. They want to be on the new platforms, and not only that, right now there's going to be 14-year-olds or probably even 10-year-olds watching episode 1 of Boruto. Like, that's a thing. And though, again, in 2024, I know this is probably a big thing. December 1st, 2024, there's a 10-year-old starting episode 1 of Boruto. And in 5 years, he's going to be the biggest Boruto supporter on Twitter. And we just don't know yet. So I feel like.
Do you think that this kid that's 10 years old started off watching Boruto or Naruto first? Do you think he just went straight into Naruto?
Yeah,
I think went into Boruto. There's straight just like, I just started watching Boruto and I'm just a Boruto fan. They didn't come in from Naruto.
My little cousin didn't know anything about Naruto. He's 14 years old right now.
He's
again, and maybe in 6 years he becomes like a crazy Boruto stand on Twitter with 100,000 followers, and then he creates a brand new wave of like other Boruto fans. And so I feel like what they did was cater to a new generation of fans. They didn't just want to keep the 30-year-olds, because in 10 years old 30-year-olds are going to be 40. Like, are they still going to be like keeping up with the series?
Yes.
So I feel like they just made it more accessible to the kids, to that generation. And I feel like that's going to pay off, to be honest. Like, for example, I feel like when Naruto first started, everyone thought that Naruto was just like a Dragon Ball knockoff, kind of. But over time, they've gained that fan base, and it wasn't just all in one series or one recasting of the show. No, they had it come on Cartoon Network multiple times, introducing multiple more kids. And I feel like that's going to be the same thing with Boruto. They're going to have it running on Cartoon Network or all the streaming services, and more kids are going to be getting into those childish little stuff that Boruto is doing, and like Boruto. If Boruto was just emo Boruto all from the rip, maybe that wouldn't necessarily be a series that they get into. Attack on Titan wasn't my first series, even though arguably my favorite right now. I don't necessarily know if I'd like it at 10 years old.
I would have. Like, you don't think they could have captivated the younger audience by making it a little bit more edgy at the same time? Like, shit, you hear the music 10 years old listen to? God damn.
It's possible, but like for example, like the 10-year-olds right now, in my personal opinion, I think they'll like the Sume arc. I think they'll like them going to the Hidden Mist Village. Like, regardless of the other stuff. And I feel like we were kind of tainted because we were the first generation to actually see it. We know of the manga. We've seen it. Like, when I watched Dragon Ball Z the first time, I had absolutely no idea the series already came out. I had absolutely no idea that the manga was out. When every single episode aired, I thought that was the first time it aired, and I was captivated. And I feel like that's going to be the same thing with Boruto. I feel like those new fans, and again, those are going to be the 10 and 11-year-old fans that eventually become grown and like stick with the series. And eventually, this is going to be big. Eventually, I feel like the Boruto fan base might eclipse the Naruto fan base.
I mean, I guess you got a point there, because like I'm not running the show, so I mean I can't really see it from a 10-year-old lens because I'm not 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what really a 10-year-old likes. And then I'm guessing the Boruto writers and whoever is going behind the analytics saw that whatever they were doing was working. So I mean, I guess.
But again, in my personal opinion, they dropped the ball with the movie. I feel like that just devalued the first 50 episodes of the series. Like, insanely devalued it.
I mean, when you say it from hindsight in that aspect, yeah, I get it. But the movie, that doesn't make the movie any less great, though.
No, the movie is great. The movie is great. Don't get me wrong. I love the movie. To be honest, and this is some Bar B lore. When the movie came out, I watched the movie a little bit late. I had absolutely no idea what Boruto was. This was me just finishing Naruto. And my cousin said, yo, Naruto got a son? And he's like, his name is Boruto. I'm like, Boruto? Like, he's blood? This is
no, crazy.
With the B word. I'm like, there's no way I'm not watching this. So like, I watched it on YouTube with someone dubbing it. Like, actually, like, I didn't watch the sub. Someone just read the sub words and just dubbed it, and it wasn't the official dub either. Like, that's how brand new. That's how green I was to anime. Yeah, so it'll be like that.
Yo, stop the show. Yo, shout out to Ready SG with the $50 donation.
Oh, big Ready SG.
Big Ready SG with a donation, my dude.
Bro, you had My God, Freddie, you didn't have to do that. My God, good looks. That's crazy.
Hey, that is that man's money. If he felt like he needed to do it, then he had to do it. And I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that, my man.
Yeah. My guy, Ready SG. Thanks, my guy. Thank you so much.
That, man.
Okay, so I think the Boruto anime attempted to kick things off with a bang with the flash forward scene. Mm-hmm. I think one of the major problems was, for me personally, that they didn't continue that hype. They kind of showed it and then had everyone hype for it, but didn't really go back to it periodically throughout the anime. Right. And a lot of what was being presented wasn't really building up towards that moment in a very specific way that could be understood, felt, seen. Right? Maybe you kind of intuitively knew it. We were getting there between the anime canon arcs, maybe potentially at some point, possibly. But I think if they lean more so into the Toneri stuff, his little prophecy about Boruto fighting destiny, the cracking in space-time, and the space-time tears and the cracks in their environment, if they focused on Orochimaru and Mitsuki and the mystery behind that, if they focused on so many different things that I like, the best aspects, Sumire, the Gozu Tenoshi, Kaguya, bring Danzo back into it. Bring Danzo and his moments with Orochimaru and the Roots organization and really dive deep into what they might have discovered years ago. They might have discovered Otsutsuki ruins, and that explains the curse mark, or that explains how Orochimaru moves in a similar fashion to that of the Otsutsuki. Some kind of archaeology, I don't know, flashback or something of the sort. Just lean into the history of Naruto coming into Boruto, Danzo, Orochimaru, the Root organization, Toneri. All this stuff is like the most, from my perspective, interesting stuff. And they mention it periodically, and then they discard it by the time Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urashiki shows up. He gets sealed away, that being Toneri. And then you hear high nor hair of it ever for years.
Yes, thank you.
And that part to me is like egregious. But I think the idea of them targeting younger people, I think I agree with Free Game. Younger people aren't really into what they presented. Younger people are savages. Okay. I don't know what this.
Yo, that's what I was saying though.
I don't know what this idea, this notion is that these 10-year-olds to 15-year-olds are these pure innocent things that aren't like, nah, bro. Like when I was 10 and 15, like in between that age group, we were on demon time. It just is what it was. So I think they would have much preferred a darker story, something that would have been a little bit more edgy, because that's what that demographic tends to trend towards. And then I think they should have paid attention towards the kind of blooming red pill type of communities, because if you think you're going to get young men to be interested in your anime when you have a Sumire arc, like, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. So like, I think they went about it in an incorrect way, but I think they had to, given the era in which Boruto came out in. It was a shift, as far as I could tell, from battle shonen to more slice of life. So they came out in a very awkward era to where. So they came out in a very awkward era to where it's like, okay, I understand the criticisms in hindsight. Hindsight no jutsu. We can always look back and say, okay, X, Y, and Z. But given the position that they were in, do I like what they did? No. Do I understand it? Yes. That's really my overall point. But yeah.
Here's where I see what the Boruto writers were doing with the early part of Boruto. It seemed more like a cartoon than an anime. And if you're getting, let's say, kids who are accustomed to cartoons, like them going to Boruto would be like a diet anime. The early parts of Boruto. Remember, there was like the whole thing. Hey, one person gets infected.
Diet anime.
Yeah, one person gets infected by the demon energy by Sumire. Then another person gets infected by demon energy by Sumire. It was like stories within that episode. Rock Lee, that story. Then there was like Denki, which was the first one. So like there were stories within that one episode. When I first watched Naruto, I didn't know what they were doing. I had absolutely no idea what they were doing. And I'm coming from cartoons. Like the only anime story I watched was Dragon Ball Z. And I understood that because I watched it episode 1 all the way through. I was jumping into Naruto, I think, kind of in the middle, but not even kind of in the middle, but like sort of like in the beginning. During I believe it was when they fought against the Chunins during that first mission when they were trying to build it. I forgot what it was, but they were water, stuff like that. Yeah, that. And it wasn't necessarily the full story in the episode. I just lost interest on Naruto. And I believe the first couple episodes of Boruto, they mimic a cartoon. Now, one of the things that I will say, I wish what they did, I wish they didn't use the Kawaki thing as the draw. The draw should have been Momoshiki versus Naruto. And don't release the movie. Don't release the movie. Everything that Mel said earlier about what they should have done, I agree with. Have Toneri there. Again, more Otsutsuki lore. The first episode, you see Naruto fighting against Otsutsuki members. Another Otsutsuki member pops up. And again, Mitsuki pops up as well. Dive into the Orochimaru thing. Everybody had the idea that Mitsuki may have been Otsutsuki. Those theories would have been flying. I feel like the draw should have just been Naruto versus Momoshiki. I believe that would have been good enough. Having Naruto 1v1 and Otsutsuki member, even like just a snippet. I mean, of course, we understand it wasn't really a full 1v1, but that snippet would have drew everybody because we were just coming off of Kaguya.
I think that Fanato arc, I think that's what it's called, right? The Fanato arc.
Yeah.
I think that arc should have been the first arc. Maybe I would change a few things around, right? But I think that arc should have been the first one, where he learns about the responsibility of his position and how what he does will have critical effects on other people's lives. It's not just that you defeat someone who defeated your friend, your comrade, is that you defeated a father, a son, an uncle, a brother, right? And how that's going to the cycle of hatred. I think that, and then have that arc capped off with a conversation between Boruto and Naruto about the cycle of hatred, and we can get like flashbacks of pain and so on and so forth, how it still impacts Naruto to this day and how he's still trying to figure out an answer to Pain's question, one that's a little bit more satisfactory than the one he gave.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been excellent to kick it off with. It has that darkness to it. You get an understanding about Boruto's morals and like the kind of guy he is. He looks like a badass in that one. Everything just kind of aligns perfectly, I think. But yeah.
Well, in my personal opinion, I thought that was arguably one of the best like anime specific arcs, point blank. But the only criticism I have, I don't think 10-year-olds are gonna like care about the cycle of hatred too much at that particular point. Like that's the only thing. But
10 years, 7 years ago was listening to NBA Youngboy, bro. That's the most hatred I've ever heard in one record.
But again, if that's the case, they're not thinking about the cycle of hatred. They're not thinking about the other person. They're not thinking about what they're gonna do. They're just thinking about the death. Hey, that's it.
But wait a minute. wait, real quick. So we're talking about cartoons, right? You mentioned cartoons, and I think the point that you were kind of getting to is like kids kind of lean more into cartoons, so they went the cartoon route more so than like the typical battle shonen anime route.
Yeah.
So given that, I would say that there's plenty within that particular kind of niche that you can like bring to bear, that I think you can get the point across, right? Like you're dealing with cartoons. Cartoons are violent as hell. Cartoons are on demon time. I think you could have done this and had really no issues or problems whatsoever. Yeah.
You remember like back in the days, like if you think about like the cartoons we were watching, like they really lightened up the cartoons. When we were younger, bro, like the cartoons was kind of dark. I remember like watching really like Batman and like cartoons, like even like Teen Titans before they came out with the new Teen Titans. What is it called?
Go.
Yeah, there you go. The Teen Titans was pretty fucking dark, like with the shit, and I loved it as a 10-year-old. So I don't know, bro.
Right, like Batman
nightmares.
Batman the animated series, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like
Courage the Cowardly Dog. There you go. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but all these cartoons were like dark and sinners. Not all of them, obviously, but like they're like. There's Ed, and Eddie. It's about a con man, a junior con man, a grifter trying to con other kids out of their money
every damn day, bro.
like you can go to like I don't know, like there's so many consequences to like certain episodes that the Powerpuff Girls are in. Listen. When you look at like G.I. Joe or you look at Thundercats or whatever the case may be, like those old school like 70s. Like those old school 70s, 80s cartoons, they always had a message that they were trying to disseminate. Never give up, always fight, eat your breakfast, kids, blah, 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 right? Do kids, but wait. Do kids care about those things? No, but kids don't know what they need and they don't know what they want. You give them you think a kid produced those cartoons and those TV shows and those Saturday morning cartoon blocks? No, adults did. Adults craft the world that kids play in, that sandbox, because kids can't do it themselves. So they don't know what they need. So when we go back to Boruto, getting back to the point, I'm almost finished, bro. I got you. Getting back to like the Boruto point, right? Yes, the cycle of hatred is a little bit more grandiose, a little bigger than eat your breakfast, kids, and always brush your teeth. I get that. I absolutely do. Nevertheless, I think that there are critical messages in that particular idea, the concept of it, that I think kids can learn from, or at the very least, when I was a kid and I watched Naruto, I'm a grown man. I'm still talking about those ideas to this day, even if at the time I never heard anything like that. I never seen anything like that. I never seen a main character not have an answer to a villain. I never seen a villain take the time to stop and ask the question to begin with. But although I couldn't appreciate it at the time, it stuck with me. And now now that I'm an adult, I can really look back on those things and use that as a benefit to my life. And I think that's kind of the point with kids. But yeah.
I get where you're coming from, because I do like that arc. Like I said, arguably one of the best anime specific arcs. But I don't necessarily know if it's like a great introduction. Like there was like a lot of talking episodes. Like I don't know, the people complain about it being too long because there's a lot of just dialogue in episodes and not really that much fighting. I believe it wouldn't necessarily be the best for a starter to like grab people.
I mean, I get where Mello's coming from, because the thing that Boruto had a problem with was trying to go from a time of peace and to introduce conflict into the story. And that would have been a good way to like slowly introduce conflict into the story without making the beginning boring.
I think so too. You have Boruto being a badass character. You have a different environment that they find themselves in. It kind of pays homage to Zabuza because of the Mist Village stuff. Mm-hmm. You have, besides the world building stuff, you have so I'm kind of getting the arc mixed up with the field trip arc. I'm thinking about the Jogan shenanigans. But you have like a major epic death, right? X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I would tweak things like I said at the beginning. Probably wouldn't put Kawaki in there. I think that would have been a disservice, obviously, too soon. I probably would have shifted X, Y, and Z to change X, Y, and Z. You get my point. But I think like the best themes of that arc being presented, something philosophical, something interesting, something thought-provoking, which is going to capture the older fans. But then also you have the new characters, so the intrigue from newer fans to see this badass ninja kid do cool stuff and epic deaths, and everything just would have been really like good. And then I think you follow that up with the Mitsuki stuff. So now he's questioning his sentience. He's questioning if he's a puppet on strings. Now you got like one like really intricate philosophical, but also entertaining and action-packed arc. And then you follow that up with another one, bro. Boruto would have been on fire, bro. On fire. But no, we got him like chilling on a train with Shikadai eating the new Thunder Burger. Okay, cool.
You know what I didn't like about the Funato arc though? I think it was a build-up for I was being built up to be let down.
I can see that.
Yeah, like if you remember the ending of the fight, like the Kage just pretty much annihilates him. Like it was he have no trouble at all. And then the last fight with Boruto, Kawaki, can't remember who else was there when they fought. Can't even remember dude's name. That's how unimpactful he was to the overall core of Boruto. The dude that he fought at that time when they all jumped him and shit, that was a boring ass fight, and it happened to come out the day of the chapter release, so it kind of like diminished that episode. But I didn't really like the Funato arc, bro. I was let down. Like I was built up. I was starting to enjoy it at the beginning of it, and then it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So that would manifest itself in the changes. I certainly think the arc, for me personally, I don't like the animation. I think the art is a little janky. I'm not really a big fan of the story very much. There's a lot about that arc I would change, but like the cliff notes I think are really good. So you kind of go with the tone, the atmosphere, the cliff notes, and then you add on and fill the gaps. I think that's probably best.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't have too much points against that. I feel like I'm fighting against my own argument because I like that arc so much. But my overall thing was like the Momoshiki movie. I thought that was terrible. I thought that should, and again, the Kawaki thing, in my personal opinion, that's cool. Or Boruto fighting Kawaki in episode 1. I mean, specifically, that's cool, but that's just too early. I thought again, the Momoshiki thing Momoshiki versus Naruto should have been the grabber. And not only that, Mello, you watch it, How to Get Away with Murder, right? So like,
yeah.
In How to Get Away with Murder, they'll show you the climax in bits all the way through to the actual climax. I thought they could have done that with the Momoshiki thing. With 50 episodes, that would have made those 50 episodes significantly more meaningful. And again, you could throw in whatever arc you want. I believe it could have happened regardless of the arc. Have Momoshiki actually pull up to that universe. All we really seen in episode 12, episode 12, I believe, was Momoshiki eating a chocolate fruit, saying, "Hey, this chocolate fruit is BS," and then Kinshiki shows up. Now, show Momoshiki pulling up to the actual universe. Show Momoshiki planting those god trees. Show Urashiki bad talking Momoshiki all the way up through those 50 episodes. I believe that would have made those episodes significantly more interesting. Now, they did a bit of it. Again, they did in episode 12, and of course, the Tornado had, I believe, 2 episodes. 2 episodes where he made an appearance. But that should have been in 50 episodes. Bro, give us 20 appearances of Otsutsuki members. Also, give us Mitsuki potentially being Otsutsuki. Give us those little Easter eggs. Like, they just dropped the ball, in my personal opinion, on like making those first 50 episodes meaningful.
I think you have. I don't disagree with the Momoshiki stuff. I think that would have been a great way to go about it. I think Kawaki was a fine way to go about it. I think what I really agree with is the How to Get Away with Murder point. Is that, like I said before, they didn't consistently sprinkle the flash forward scene throughout Boruto, the early parts of it, right? I think that would have been perfect. I still say when Boruto comes back, they should come back with a flash forward scene of Boruto stepping on code. And I think that could be very impactful. It's a hype moment, and you kind of tease Boruto in his new drip, TBV, blah, blah, blah. And then you get back to like the prophecy arc or whatever. And then you periodically, as kind of like things happen, sprinkle in TBV stuff. Maybe when Boruto has like the karmic glitch and he's using Momoshiki's ability to see into the future or whatever, he sees some clips from TBV, something you add in the anime to kind of get to certain things. I think all of that could be really cool. He sees a clip of Koji. He sees a clip of Ryu. He sees a clip of blah, blah, blah. Maybe they even show something that us manga readers haven't even seen. Man, how much traction would that episode get? We're like, oh, so now we don't even know who that character is. And it's in the anime. The anime is hinting at that. And then you can create this synergy, right? Like, I think that would be like really good. But yeah, that's just my take.
Yeah, and to be honest, I know you have a different idea what the first 50 episodes could have been, but specifically because for some of the first 50 episodes, some of them was significant downtimes. Sprinkle those in the episodes that you know are going to be boring. Like, have something to spruce up the episodes that you know aren't going to bring that much attention. Like, I know some people do like the Chocho stuff, but I know a lot of people hated people because it was like, hey, Chocho's just in love with the guy. I feel like if you sprinkled some Otsutsuki stuff at the end of that, like the final 90 seconds of the episode, bro, that just takes the episode from like a 4 to like a 9. Like, all you need is 90 seconds of content. Like, that's it.
It definitely gives them or the viewers incentive to stay at the end of episodes. If you kind of sprinkle like a little MCU in credit scene at the end of every episode, even like the quote unquote filler ones, right? You always know, man, I have to tune into this episode at the very least to see the end, right? And I think that would have been a smart business play. I think it also, your villain is going to determine how the series goes, in my opinion. And I think Momoshiki's disposition was a little off. But that's not even like the main point I want to make. I like Momoshiki as a character. I just think they maybe should have chosen a different archetype for their starter villain, like their main big boss starter villain, personally. But even beyond that point, right? I kind of feel like they just made poor decisions all around, right? Like just like the shooting exams is like one example of this. How do you not know to have Meadow Lee, Rock Lee's kid, actually have a fight that's not off panel or in montage form or clips with Gaara's kid? Like, how do you not make that match? I don't comprehend. It doesn't make sense. Or have Sasuke's kid go up against Gaara's kid in a 1v1. or it's just it's that type of stuff. Obviously, Boruto Shinki, but like they don't understand the moments, or have a 5 Kage summit, the first summit, and you don't have it be some grandiose event like feeling. I know like in the anime they show up and they're commenting about their entrances and so on and so forth, and to a degree that is kind of event like, but it pales in comparison to the importance of the 5 Kage summit in the Naruto arc, right? And if you're paying homage to these arcs, these moments, these events, which you are, because this is a legacy series, I think they should have paid a bigger, I don't know, a bigger tax, I guess I would say. Like, pay up, like really get into it, invest. I don't know. It shouldn't just be some passing thing. And everything felt rushed. I think that's maybe one of the problems with the movies. The shit just felt rushed. Momoshiki feels rushed. I feel like there's more setup that should have been done, and that could have happened at the end credit scenes for the episodes. But yeah.
Yeah, for a fact.
Bad.
For a fact.
I think I've been streaming for about almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours. You guys had any more topics, any more news, any more pop culture? What are you guys watching? Any shows you finished or movies?
Exactly 2.5 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, we were talking about influencers that we watch, but I've been heavy into streamers. I ain't gonna lie. So like, I haven't watched Kai Cenat, but I watched a lot of the FaZe Clan. I thought they were cool.
Bro, why is AMP like they're fucking funny as hell to me, man?
Yeah,
the FaZe Clan. Who is that?
It's like Black Boy, Max, Jason. You don't know who FaZe is? FaZe is like a legendary organization.
I don't know any of these names
I don't
you just
know
mentioned.
who the hell he just mentioned.
My good.
Yeah, you're on the same thing, Mello. I know AMP.
I was introduced to, like, let's say YouTube. I said this super early with Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, there's like main organizations. FaZe is one of the most legendary one. I was an Optic fanboy, which is another organization. Scump was my guy. Scump is arguably the greatest Call of Duty player of all time, and he played for Optic, so I like them. But FaZe is more of like it's like also competitive, but also it's like a content creation group, and also it's like FaZe is like the biggest, pretty much. But their content creation side now has like crazy streamers, and they're all going up. To be honest, if I make a prediction, and
they're not playing Call of Duty,
this prediction too, right? Black Boy Max is probably going to be the biggest streamer next year. Probably over. I ain't gonna say probably, but he has the potential to pass Kai. I'd say that. And I just I like seeing the arc of like creators. Like Kai is another one. I watched Kai like before he had like 2,000 active viewers, and now he's like having like 500K in his subathon. It's like I like seeing the progress of these guys.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Question: What kind of content does Kai do that's appealing to you?
He did interviews. Well, he has rappers on. He had Kyrie on the other day.
Nah, I like the ones where he bring like on like when he brought what's his name? Drewski and Kevin Hart, bro. Yeah. That shit was funny as hell, bro. Not because of Kai, because of Drewski and Kevin Hart. There's a lot of times about who he has on, but Kai's funny too, though. I give it. Phantom is my boy. I like Phantom and my bad. Go ahead.
No, you were talking.
No, I was just gonna say Phantom and Duke is my boys, bro. That's who I really watch.
Yeah, I see it.
I did see the Kyrie Irving one, and to be clear, I'm not like making some statement about Kai. I was genuinely curious what somebody else who watches his stuff would be like what do they get out of it? Just something you never really ask anybody. Mm-hmm. But I did enjoy the Kyrie Irving one when he was like teaching them the basketball camp shit. That was pretty cool. But my whole thing with that, I kind of forgot my point. But yeah, take it.
Now, like Kai, like I'll give Kai like his credit because Kai, like he kind of bridges the gap between like the generation before and the generation now, because he'll have people on that you wouldn't really expect it for him to have on. Like you wouldn't expect him to have like Kevin Hart on his. Oh,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
You know, so like that's what I appreciate about
and even like the smaller tier, like Badland Chugs. I don't know his actual name, but there's like a legendary guy that just chugs drinks. And like he used to go viral like 15 years ago on YouTube, and still he's a guy because TikTok is a thing, and they repurpose his clips. Like he's still like chugging stuff, and like he just had him on, and I'm pretty sure like people under like 15 years old probably have no idea who this guy is, but like stuff like that, like older, he draws in the older guys. I seen his mom on TikTok saying that she's just watching Kai's clips. and she's just laughing, and she's never seen a streamer before. So I feel like he just engages a lot of people and a lot of demographics.
Yeah,
my only thing with Kai,
I don't ever go for his streams. I watch clips. I watch the
my only thing with him is that I feel like it's kind of unauthentic. Like nothing really feels organic. Like there are some things that are obviously set up. Like you don't just, hey, Kyrie, look at you teaching people basketball moves in this court in this random city. Oh, look how I happened this. No, of course, that's obviously set up.
Of course not.
But like
money behind it for it to be just
right.
random.
But yeah, but then you have people like Kevin Hart. Like Kevin Hart really is gonna chill out with Kai, like that age demographic on a stream. Like, does that feel organic? Like it just certain guests that he has on that it just feels so corporate or like obvious.
I don't know because Kevin Hart, he really taps in with like what's going on now, like the new streamers, like the new comedians. It was a long time where like the sketch comic comedians, they weren't accepted by like the stand-up comedians. They didn't consider it like real comedy. So like stand-up comedians was like going against the content creators that was doing sketch comedy. Kevin Hart kind of like bridged that gap and kind of like broke that tension in the air with the content creators that just make sketch comedy and the stand-up comedians who do movies and stuff like that. So like, I don't know. I think Kevin Hart most likely organically reached out to Kai or vice versa.
Who's Kai's target demo? Who's Kai's target demo?
People, well, I guess like people under 18.
Yeah, but it could be your target demo, but that doesn't mean that's the only people who's going to tune into you.
True, but the other thing is this being unorganic. Even if it is, I think that's a win because coming from where streaming was, like again, 2014, Rice Gum getting banned for having Tiana Trump on stream while he's playing Call of Duty, like stuff that's like epic. That. Like, that's where it's coming from.
Her on stream, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, like that's where it's coming from. Like just on a Zoom call, like or something like that. To he's having full on production, like with Kevin Hart and Drewski in the actual thing, like multiple cameras, multiple different, like as a streamer, like that's insane. He has an actual production.
But I get where Mello's saying, where he's saying like it has to be scripted in some type of way, which I would agree with. But I think it's some type of if that's even a word, organic.
It's like Aiden Ross having Trump on his stream. It's like, man, come on, bro.
Well, Trump did that. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but Trump did that obviously because he was running for president. And he was trying to like tap in with a younger audience, and he knew that Aiden was
okay. Hold on. Sorry, maybe my point's not coming across clearly. Sorry. So it's a problem for me. I'm not necessarily saying it's a problem objectively. I'm saying for me personally, it's like. When I watch, like, I don't watch Aiden fucking Ross, but when I hear that Trump is on Aiden Ross, I'm like, these are two different. This is oil and water. Like, why I know why Trump is there, but I'm like,
why does Aiden have Trump here?
No, not even that. Because I get that from a business standpoint. Like that makes a lot of sense to have Trump on there. It's just like when I think of like who is in my audience, right? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not even my audience, but like the audience that we're talking about, like the assumed target demographic typically would be you're probably like somewhere between like 25 to I don't know this 13 whatever. They're probably like in Discord servers. They're probably like doing all the shit that we've come to be accustomed to with people in this particular niche or niche adjacent, right? It ain't fucking Trump and it ain't fucking Kevin Hart. When the last time you seen like high North hair fucking Kevin Hart in the culture? Like there's young people culture and they ain't in it. I don't care how much like Kevin Hart be doing, but he ain't a part of young people culture. I'm talking about I don't know if you would consider like, I guess like, I don't know how old I would want to go, but you get my point, right? Yeah, maybe.
That's like kind of.
I disagree a bit. They're in the same niche. Like Kai is a comedic streamer. Yeah. Like and Kevin Hart is arguably one of the greatest comedians of all time. And to be honest, another thing specifically with Kai and Kevin, everyone always compared them to because they're short, both funny, both dark skinned. People literally say Kevin Hart is his dad. So like, and this is before Kevin Hart even came on the stream. So like, it kind of did make sense for them two specifically.
I mean, well, the lore side. I mean, like just the type of person that someone from Kevin Hart's or Donald Trump's age demographic you would believe would like embody or encompass. Like those people aren't our people. They're not like millennial Gen Z. They're not like our gen. Like it just feels weird. Like, it's like I go to hang out with my friend and like their dad is in the fucking living room the whole time. It's like, bro,
but then what about like Snoop, bro? Like he'd go everywhere and like you'll never question what this dude's doing. He could be with the like teenage, like, oh, that sounds weird as hell. Pause. Let me not put that on Uncle Snoop. He'd be like the younger 20-year-olds and stuff like that.
I think Snoop is cringe. I personally think Snoop Dogg is cringe as fuck. Like me personally.
I think it's funny. No, I get where Mel's coming from. And to be honest, even the audience called him Unks. And I remember Kyrie, he kind of got mad at people calling him Unc. So the audience do kind of make fun of like the age difference and stuff. Yeah. But I do believe that they're still in this kind of the same field. And not only that, it's still like crazy to see a guy that you know interacting with celebrities. Like I remember when SZA went on Kai's stream, one tweet went viral and they said celebrity culture is now dead. And it's a thing because Kai's audience is seeing him interact with celebrities. It's not necessarily that, hey, they're there because, or they're happy that the celebrity's there. It's Kai interacting with the celebrity. It's Kai hitting them over the head with the pool noodle. It's like it's stuff like that. Like him 1v1 and Kyrie, even though we all know he's gonna get destroyed. Like stuff like that.
I think what would go to Mello's point is though too, like the reason why Kai is interacting with all these celebrities and stuff like that is because the machine that's backing these celebrities know that Kai's a big platform. If they put their artists on Kai's platform, then it's going to do a lot for their career. So that would make it unorganic. It will make it seem like it's planned. It's like something that's put together, like the machine put together, rather than.
Well, I don't think he'd disagree. Like I think, to be honest, Kai's audience.
I'm not hating little kid.
Pick on throwing down. Kai's audience are elated that he has a machine behind him. They love it. That's the thing. Like again, we're coming from this guy being broke, not having anything.
No, I fuck with Kai, bro. That's my dude.
It's not just about Kai. It's streaming. Period.
No, yeah, for sure.
He broke. I won't say he broke, but having 500 concurrent viewers on just a stream is insane. Like it's
no, yeah, for sure.
Like
for sure. Bro, he was sleeping one time. I think he had like 200,000. I was like, what the fuck? People watching this kid sleep? That's kind of creepy.
No, I just don't want to like blow my perspective out of proportion. I see it and it's like, because like when I saw the Kyrie Irving thing, my mind wasn't thinking, oh, this is scripted and manufactured. I was thinking, oh, I like Kyrie Irving a lot. This could be like a really cool interaction. Let me watch this video. And it was like really like when they started running down towards like the other end and they all started running together and they're like they did their layups, but nobody could make a shot because they were too fucking retarded to take turns. Like I thought that was funny. like I thought that was like really funny. Like there were some really great moments in that stream, which I think is like the plus. And I think the spectacle of it, of seeing Kevin Hart interacting with a streamer is really cool. I think all of that's like it's great business on both sides, Kevin Hart and Kai. Right, it ingratiates Kevin Hart to a younger demographic, and it Kai can get that feather in his cap that he had this celebrity, and it's going to bring eyes, blah blah blah. Right, that's really cool. I just have like this small in the back of my mind issue that when I see it is like, this is all very corporate. Like I'm getting what you want me to get. Basically, I'm not getting the raw, pure like. Blah blah blah, and maybe it's because Kai is doing something different. Kai is shifting over into a different kind of streamer to where, and I think that's certainly the case, to where he's like elevating the game to where it's like a bench player in the NBA can get like, I don't know, a lot of money. Let's say 40 million, where they typically get, I don't know, 5 million. Next thing you know, we all want 40 million because this guy came in and he set the new standard. And I think that's what he's doing. I think that's good for him. And he's a young black guy. So I'm obviously rooting for him in this world. So I want him to win no matter what. And they're trying to put like dirt on his name with this like hanging magician prank gone wrong thing, which he needs to be way more cognitive. Just him personally of like people setting him up and trying to ruin what he has. Yeah, and then also he needs to replace the people he has around him. Because if he couldn't see it and nobody else around him couldn't see it, that's what the fuck you there for, to see what I can't see. So you just sitting here being as retarded as me, you not helping me, and you ain't me. So you just here. So he need to replace his circle. Like that's what he needs.
The thing about his circle is everybody in his circle has their own like individual careers as well when it comes to streaming. So like when they are doing it, they're all probably looking at it from a content standpoint. Now I'm talking about like his circle, like Duke and fucking damn, I forgot their names. All yeah, Phantom, Chris,
Agent.
The whole AMP.
Replace his circle.
But when it comes to like his streams, Kai is like he runs his stream, so I don't think he can really blame it on the people.
No, it's not. It's not blame. It's just like, hey, if I have you around, it's for a reason.
Well, yeah, right? They definitely gotta be more careful. Yeah,
no, definitely, especially when they're doing live content like that. But you got to think about it though. They're recording the shit, editing it, and then putting it on YouTube. So there's a whole bunch of steps right there where you could have been like, "Nah, I'm not going to put this into people's eye." Well, they do it live.
What I'm saying, like, if I found myself in a situation where you two like saw some bad shit happening, but you didn't inform me or like help me out or anything like that, like that would be like a condemnation on you, and vice versa. If I see a situation to where it's like, hey man, like if you put this up on stream, I think you might get banned, bro. But I'm just sitting here like, oh man, this could get so many views though. But it's like I'm a dog shit friend. I'm a dog shit business partner. I'm a dog shit whatever you want to call me. Like it's just no.
I get it. I don't think he'd fail the trick though. That's the thing. What he does is he gets the guys on, they do their thing. Like Bad Lunch chugs, he chugged like 2 liters of grape juice. Like, so they do their thing. So and Kai said he didn't know what he was going to do. He did that. But
why don't you know?
Seen it set up. I could as soon as you seen the thing set up.
No, bar. Not even that. Before we do all of this, I know every intricate detail of everything you're gonna fucking do because my livelihood's on the line. And the fact that if that's not the case,
that's the bad thing.
If that's not the case with all that money on the line, they're fucking retards, and they're not long for that money.
That's the thing, though. When you're live, when you're putting something on live, like for instance, remember back at, like if you want to go back in time, to wrestling when they had, I think it was WrestleMania, and they was broadcasting that live. And bro came from the sky and fell into the wrestling mat and died on live television. Like they wasn't prepared for that.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. Who was it? Bret Hart? Oh shit. Who was it that came? Fucking fell. He posted that like his fucking.
Oh, you talking about the guy who power drive Stone Cold and broke his neck? Owen Hart.
No. Was it Owen
Fell
Hart?
off the balcony, broke his neck, I think.
Yeah, but that was live. They like broadcast that live on live television because it was being broadcast live, and it's hard to like edit out mistakes when you're doing it live because everybody's going to see it right then and there, and there's no editing when it comes live.
So what did I say though? What? I said before, like so before I go live, I have a checklist of things. If you guys don't, then you're probably doing some.
No, but for sure. But you can't, like, when we go live, you can't control what I could just say some fucking like off the wall shit. You can't control it. You're like, you're free. What the hell afterwards? But if I just do it right then,
true. But you're not like setting up a stage with props and like rehearsal and like when somebody comes on a show to do a show. Like I don't need to tell you guys. This is common sense. You book you know what they're doing. So you don't book a motherfucker, you don't know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, his thing is Kai didn't know what was happening. That's the problem.
I think that's the MELLO thing. That's the problem as well, though. Like,
how do you not know what's happening? There's no fucking way I'm a grown ass man with millions on the line, my livelihood, my family's livelihood on the line, and I'm a book a guest, and I don't know what the fuck he gonna do at every single moment on my fucking stream. Now, obviously, free will, a motherfucker can just show their ass. But that's not on him though. Like there's just some shit. Like everybody understand that. But like you don't have a performer perform and then you don't know what the fuck they performing. That don't even make no sense.
All right, so like he had this situation recently too with Kodak Black, and Kodak Black came on the stream and everybody was like, Kai shouldn't have let Kodak Black come on the stream if he was high like that. Is that Kai's fault or is that Kodak's fault for coming on the stream high? Like should Kai have not let him on the stream?
Well, I think that's a little bit different because it's subjective. Maybe you want to show what the effects of drugs and how it could be harmful and things like that to the younger generation. And one person might think, why would you even show that to kids and stuff? So I think that would be kind of different But him not knowing something, and Mel kind of underplayed it, in my personal opinion. Kai could be a billionaire in like 5 years. So like he has billions on the line, and to not know what someone's going to do.
No, for sure.
I feel like, yeah, I get where Mel is coming from right there.
But like that's the thing with streaming too, though. They're like, this is a new entity. This isn't something that like they that's been around for a long time.
But what I'm talking about is
see other people. Yeah, I know, I get what you're saying, but like this is like something that like is trial and error right now with the streaming world. It's something that's brand new right now.
It's just certain stuff that just like it's universally like it's applicable to different facets of life. It's not exclusive to streaming. Like there's no like it's an individual thing. Are you intelligent enough? X, Y, and Z. If you're not, it don't matter what you're doing.
I don't even know what happened. What did he get in trouble for? What happened? Like what are we talking about here?
Some magician fake hung himself, and it looked like he like botched the trick and like died or something like that. I think the rumor said. I didn't see the stream, but you know, so the story goes. Yeah.
I think he botched it. They say he pranked Kai. I think he just botched it. He got embarrassed and said, "Hey, it was a prank." But one of the things that I did, one of the things I did kind of want to rebut that Mel said, the unauthenticity.
Oh, sorry. Before you do that, because if you rebut what I say, I have to rebut with your rebuttal. Just want to make this a really quick point. And to do this in this political climate with a noose in a black guy, young black guy, and then also a white guy being hung, like with this political climate, like it's just fucking retarded across the board. But yeah, please continue.
Yeah. Now the unauthenticity, I think the fans don't really care, and to be honest, I think they like it. I think they'd want their streamers to be connected to like these guys through unauthentic ways. Like for example, when Aiden Ross took a picture with Donald Trump, and that was set up through like I believe UFC, like that picture will go viral. Like that, his picture with Donald Trump would be more famous than any of his other pictures on Instagram. And the stream, same way. Like they just like to see their guy interact with X celebrity. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. And it matters to an extent, viewers wise. But I think Kai, for example, he could bring on anybody. He's still gonna get hundreds of thousands of live viewers. But also the person that he brings on, that's the content for the stream. That's the entertainment for the viewers. So of course it might not be like, matter of fact, I compare it to like a talk show host, like Ellen DeGeneres. She'll have on Lil Wayne. Like I don't think their demographics match at all, but it'll still be a good show for the audience because of course they're learning about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's getting promotion, stuff like that. And
I don't disagree with any of that.
Yeah,
like I agree the spectacle can be entertaining. I just have a problem with the authenticity, or at least the vibes of it. It just feels off. That's really it.
I see what you. I feel like I get that perspective because I believe you're coming from a different way. Whereas I feel like people who kind of grew with the streamers, they view it the opposite way, where they want it to be like commercialized. Like for example, if Blackboy Max, I was just talking, if his guys set on with Drake, and they have like a studio session in the booth, I feel like everybody would love that. All of his fans, like even though it's set up through like some unauthentic means, I don't think Blackboy Max ever really played a Drake song on his stream before. He's really like underground, but he does studio sessions with artists. If Drake comes on now and does a studio session with Blackboy Max, even though he barely bumps Drake, I think that'll probably be like that'll probably be his biggest stream of all time.
I just feel like I'm explaining a viewpoint. I'm not even necessarily saying the viewpoint is correct. It's just how I feel. Like that's why I keep saying like the business stuff makes sense. It makes sense on both ends. Like I don't have any animus towards Kai. I actually more or less like what he's doing, more or less. Certain people I just wouldn't even associate myself with, but that's more or less. But yeah, no. So it's just like a thought. I think we all have like those thoughts in different ways, maybe.
And I understand that thought process. To be honest, I have a prediction. Eventually, fans will dislike that because I believe streamers were a big thing because they were authentic. Not only authentic to TV, but authentic to even YouTubers. They were more authentic than YouTubers because everything was live. Now, because of the production, of course, it's big now because Kai is the first person doing it. Of course, there's a couple other streamers, Aiden Ross too, and of course, other guys. But if every streamer becomes like that, I believe then you'll see a lot more criticism.
I mean, and Kai, I mean, like with his streams too, like they be doing like normal shit, like fucking what's his name? Can't see me. What's his name? Wrestler puts his hands in his face. God damn it, can't remember his name right now. John Cena. There you go. Kai did a stream with John Cena. Like, it was awkward at first when I first watched it. I was like, John Cena and Kai Cenat. All right, where are we going with this? And I'm watching these niggas just eating a cheeseburger. And fucking John Cena gets his cheeseburger snatched by Phantom. Like, just little shit like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's some authentic moments in it, but you can tell like it's orchestrated. So I get what you mean. But like, when you get to that level though, like everything is like a scheme. Everything is orchestrated.
Yeah, but he don't know his scheduled performers scheduled to perform like that. But again, I'm not trying to be down with the brother. It is what it is. But brother, if you can hear this, by some grace of God, replace your circle.
By some grace of God.
There's no fucking shot you gonna be around me, see me heading towards a wall head first, and you ain't gonna tell me. Like, they know you ain't gonna be around me no more, bro. Because people should serve a function. You shouldn't just because you exist, you be around. No, you gotta bring something to bear. You gotta bring some contribution. You can't just be sitting here. I'm a content creator, so I'm gonna get some clips because I want to like collab with Kai. Like, bitch, I need you to be of service to me. Okay. And if my career gets ruined and you can't even do that, like, man, this probably ain't even a good idea, bro. Like, the political climate, like, have somebody with some fucking sense around you. That's all I'm saying. Have an adult of fucking around you. Okay. That's
might be Kevin Hart. You never know. You might hire Kevin Hart permanently.
But remember when you said we live in like a twilight zone where, you know, right is wrong is right. Yeah, pro-truth. We live in that era now. He wasn't lying. Like, so it's kind of hard to even know when you're doing right or wrong nowadays.
No, the problem is, like, if I say it the way I think it is, then I come off as like pretentious and like an asshole. But I just think intellectualism and like the way I like, now I sound pretentious and the fucking asshole in my own head. There's just certain ways of talking, certain ways of presenting things, super factual, analytical, blah blah blah. That's less value today. What's more valued is like being loud, boisterous, like, and me as a content creator, I do both, so I'm fine. But like, if the dumb fuck approach is just far more entertaining and better for content, right? Like me yelling "Two Blue Vortex," yo, all that shit. Like I love it, it's fun, right? But I give you like the best of both worlds, so I try to blend it together. But that's what's being valued. It's not truth. Like people, facts over feelings. No, bro, it's feelings. Everybody gives a fuck about feelings. That's what matters in today's like meta. And if you don't know that, like, it's insane. Like this election cycle just confirmed some shit I already figured. But yeah, like the meta has completely shifted online. So you gotta like lean more so into like theatrics and less like knowledge and smarts or whatever.
That's exactly what you like. I know you don't. I think you say you don't like him or whatever, but that's exactly what fucking dude Charleston White said. Like, he was like, people don't want him for the man, like for who he is, like the intellectual person that he is. They want him for the character. Yeah, exactly. They want him going up in there and being Uncle Ruckus and shit like that, and fuck this and fuck that. When he does that, he gets more views than when he's actually like speaking knowledge and shit. So yeah, that's true.
Right, yeah. like when 2 years ago, right, I'm doing like the toxic debate bro shit. I'm destroying people, blah blah blah. Like communities like rolling hype, like everybody's loving this shit, right? I stopped doing that shit, right? Shit dies down, right? So I have to like play a role, and I don't give a fuck. Like my goals for doing this is completely different than I would imagine. Like, I don't know, some other person, but so I get fulfillment out of like the process of creating, and then like, hey, look at this pretty picture I drew. You want to see what it looks like? That's my enjoyment. I did some cool shit and I show it off to people, and hopefully they like it. If they don't, like, we can talk about it, whatever. That's my enjoyment. It's not necessarily like the money or like the subscriber count or fame, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's a thing that happens. You have to have some kind of like character, like you were saying, like the jokes are bad for clips, regardless if that's true or not. Like yeah, that's.
No. I was joking around.
Wait. I know you are. That's what I'm trying to do, this caveat, because I don't want you to think I'm coming at you for the statement you said. I thought the statement was funny, but I think the jokes, that stuff kind of tempers the more analytical, big brain, blah 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 bullshit. Because I think if your content creator is like that all the time, then there's some like from the content creator, you can be pretentious, because if you're very smart, you probably are a little bit of an asshole and full of yourself. But then also like the audience, I think, has like a disdain for you as well, because now you're always talking down to them, and they feel like you're like not approachable. Like you can't, like you're in a different place than where they are, or where they want to be. So it's like this human psychology aspect as a content creator. You have to balance, and I do think that's pretty good on Kai's part, just to bring it all around to where he can bring these different people on, and then he can have those different dynamics that he's like balancing in different demographics and different things. It's really good and interesting to see at the very least. I just, because he's a young black guy, I want him to be successful, even like keep his success, like build generational wealth and like be that motherfucker and help his like, yeah. So I feel like, I don't know, his lack of detail or attention to detail can be his downfall. And I think that'd be super unfortunate. But yeah.
Well, I'm still stuck on the fact that y'all have absolutely no idea about the wave that started the internet, started YouTube, started.
No. I know what you're talking about. But it's not because I watched
the wave.
Absolutely, Call of Duty.
Cousins and shit that watched it. I was like, bro, why are you watching somebody play a video? That never made any sense to me, so I never was into that. I was like, why?
I love Let's Plays.
This started when I got smacked.
You got smacked.
I got smacked, bro.
Oh, bro, I was like, what? Damn,
bro, you got
somebody hungry with your ass.
Yo, where he at? Let's pull up. Fuck that.
No, you guys are gonna understand why you probably want to watch these guys after this. But I was in a Call of Duty lobby. That's when I first started playing Call of Duty, and someone, remind you, every single one of my games, a good game would be I get 10 kills. A great game for regular people would be they get 20 kills. This guy got 319 kills on me.
Oh my god!
I'm like, how in the world does someone get 319 kills?
Or why you ain't put it down, bro? It's time to put the controller down.
Yeah, if you're only getting 10
at a point like that, you're impressed. You're impressed.
How many games did you play?
No, just one. He left the lobby afterwards. But at a point like that, you're just impressed. So I just looked up his name on YouTube. Lo and behold, the gameplay was on YouTube.
I missed that part.
Did he like set mines at your respawn? Like what the fuck? Like how do you kill somebody 300 times in one game?
I don't think he killed Mara 300. Wait, he killed you 300 times?
No. It was like ground war. So there's like 9 people on the team.
Fuck up. That's crazy.
It's ground war, so there's 9 people on the team. Yeah. But he's spawn trapping, and spawn trapping is when you essentially like you're so good at the game that you essentially kill everybody, and you know exactly where they're going to be spawning from, and you just kill them as soon as they spawn up. I didn't know this because I just started playing Call of Duty, so I watched YouTube to figure out how in the world is he getting 300 kills, and I figured out what spawn trapping was.
So do you know how to do it now? Just because you figured it out?
Hell no, I wouldn't. I'm not logging that much time into the game, getting that much friends. You need a whole team.
Oh, it's like a whole like thing you got to do.
Yeah, and again, you wouldn't know that unless you actually watch them do it. So that's why they have that audience.
No, I never got into Call of Duty. Like the time to kill is just too fast for me. I really like Destiny though. Destiny, not the streamer, but like you know. Destiny, FPS.
I was kind of the opposite, man. I hated the games where it's like long times to kill. I remember Halo. I hated Halo.
You wanted to be more realistic.
I thought with Call of Duty there was more tactics. There's more game awareness or map awareness. You needed to know specifically where people are so you don't get shot in the back. You need to know where your teammates are. Spawn systems. Like I like Call of Duty. It was more predictable.
I like going to war with the police on Grand Theft Auto. That's what I like to do.
I never got into Grand Theft Auto either, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Either, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Tripping.
I try to stay away from games that take up too much of my time. Like I love MMOs, but like, bruh, I can't.
I probably hop on Grand Theft Auto probably like an hour a day, do like a mission or two, kill a bunch of police.
See, if I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, I'll be on that bitch for 5 hours, bro. Like,
maybe if I do it on stream though, like I'll be getting tired of streaming. Don't want nobody to look at me no more, and I end the stream.
I got you.
Thinking about it now, bro, I really grew up on YouTube. Like people ask me, have you watched this movie? Have you watched this TV show?
Oh, that was my question for you guys. But go ahead, keep on going.
Yeah, most of the stuff I watched was just YouTube. Like I started like watching the Call of Duty stuff, then I watched like technology videos, learn how to build a computer, watch unboxings. Like that was pretty much my entertainment, not movies. Like that was my entertainment.
I mean, I grew up on YouTube too, but like we were just watching like different shit. Like it was more like anime, like King of Lightning, Otaku Assemble, like the whole when the like the era, like the kind of like the big three, like One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. Like the internet was just kind of wild back then.
Yeah, this is for sure the streaming era. We came up like in the internet era. Like, where do y'all see like entertainment going in like the next 10 years? Because like I remember it was a point in time where like you had to wait until a certain time of the day for your favorite show to come on before you can watch it. And if you missed that point in time of the day when your favorite show came on, then you were asked the fuck out unless you waited till the next day or found a way to watch it somehow. I don't know how the hell you watched it. Then they came up with the way you can record live television so you can watch it later, blah, blah, blah. And then we got to the internet age, and then we got to like streaming. So like, do y'all see anything like obviously it's going to be something past streaming or something better than streaming? Like, what do y'all see entertainment going?
I got you. I think it's going to be AI. And I've been looking into a lot of this stuff. That's going to be the ultimate path, because once I'm telling you, this stuff is insane just right now, let alone what it'll be in 5 to 10 years. AI, you're going to be able to create a concept. I want to create a story. Like right now, I'm writing a book where like there's a character, a young guy, to where he works in a warehouse, and at night it kind of comes to life, right? It's thoughts that I had when I was working at Home Depot, right? So,
are you serious? You're really writing this book?
Yeah, like different departments have different like kind of realms, and like he encounters different like enemies, and like the gardening place they have like blah blah blah, right? But so I've been kind of working on and off on this like book, one of my 2 books. With AI, I can just put this concept in with certain like prompts and keywords, and then it'll literally generate what I want in animation form, in certain like cartoon. I want this Dragon Ball anime form for this concept. Bam, I got it. I want Ed and Eddie artistic style, but also like with this concept. Okay, bam, I got it. So I think whatever you want to create, you won't have to wait for movies anymore, or where obviously it'll be like, you know, sexual stuff because people are deviants. But
it already is. But I'm not going to bring up that.
Yeah.
Some dude just got locked up with something very similar. We'll go.
Yeah. But for me, like that's number one where I think it's going, and then number 2 where I'm excited for it to go, because there's so many like things that are gate kept, like your ability to make a movie or your ability to make a cartoon. Like me right now, I want my own avatar for my channel so that I can have him like in a spaceship talking to an AI as we like cover certain topics or whatever. I don't want me in the video. I want MELLO to be a character on my channel. I don't want it to be like me necessarily. I want like my own little streaming channel to be like my personality, whatever.
That was what my vision I was going for when I had made the corny video that we did before with the mouth flaps. Like that was like the vision that I had. It just didn't come out the way it was supposed to.
With this technology, I think anybody is going to be able to do it, bro. Like it's really important to keep up with like the new AI tech. Like right now, I could find something like Midjourney, or I think like Soho or something like that. I can find like no, that's the music one, but I can find like any kind of AI thing and just make some really dope stuff. Like there's some stuff out there, so I think that's the future for me. But yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, I had like a prompt for an anime that I had, and I just put it in Chat GPT and told them to write episode 1, and they're doing it currently.
Yeah, is it a good
like fights and everything. Fights and everything, battle dialogue. Josai dodges a strike. You taught me to read my opponent, Sensei. I already know your next move, Itami.
Yo, he's giving you character names and everything. That's crazy.
I said episode 1 of a 12 series season. Episode 1 of a 12 episode season, and they're writing episode 1. Still writing.
I did this shit on my stream. I literally like gave a prompt like for like a spooky like horror story, and I just read it on stream like live. Like, and the story was really good. So like AI, I'm telling you, AI is the like this is now. I'm talking about 5 to 10 years from now. God forbid, 15 years from now, it's gonna be nasty. Yeah.
All right, I'm about to. After we get off this pod, I'm about to read this whole entire script.
That's yo. All right. One more question.
We're good, huh?
Yeah.
If you guys had the money,
a prompt on Discord,
send that for sure. If you guys had the money, I don't know how accessible this is going to be in the next couple years. Are y'all getting Elon Musk robots?
I don't necessarily like vibe with Elon Musk, like ideologically or personally or business or any way, shape, form, or fashion. But if Elon Musk is like the vanguard for like advanced technology or some kind of progressive technology that's going to move us forwards and be beneficial to our species, then I'm going to go with it. Obviously, I adapt to my environment. And yeah, so I think, yeah, that'll be my answer.
You getting the robot bar?
It wrote a whole episode.
This guy's still at
the end. It says to be continued. Oh my goodness,
bro! You want to know a hack I want to try?
Already.
I want to put in a prompt in the AI like you're doing and have it like generate a whole script for me and then have an AI voice read it. I just want a self-sustaining YouTube channel that just generates revenue without me having to do very much.
Hey, so
I think it's possible.
Do y'all think that's going to like kill content creation or like kill production or something like that? Like, if you can just imagine what you want to watch or what you want to read and you put it in ChatGPT or AI or however it evolves in the future, whether it can make videos at that point or not, like, wouldn't that kill like the creator, like the jobs for like the creators, because you wouldn't need them anymore. You can pretty much make anything that you can imagine.
At some point, I would imagine yes, without restrictions, because like because this was one of the problems I had with AI to begin with. This is why I asked the voice actors so much, because I've thought about this topic. So when they come on, like it directly affects them. But so I was thinking, I have certain like talents, natural talents. I have certain things I benefit from. And I'm just being blunt here, so don't think like it's some pretentious blah blah blah. Like I think I'm a good looking guy. I'm young. I'm light skinned. I'm light skinned. I have to mention that. For whatever reason, that helps.
Bright skin,
unfortunately. Yes, some people will demonize you if you're darker skin and blah blah blah. Right? Like when I first started streaming, people were asking me what I was. Only reason why people even know is because I told them. Like people, motherfuckers were just speculating all the fucking time. But that was one of the main questions I got. But that's not my point. There's just certain things. My voice, I always get compliments on, like my charisma, blah blah. Like these are things I've honed. A lot of it aren't even things I've earned, but they're me. And for me, I think talent, natural gifts, luck, all that stuff are like barriers or filters that stop everybody from getting to certain places. So if you're like, you don't have all the tools I have, but you're trying to get like what I got or get where I want to go, right? I don't think you should be able to necessarily. I'm sorry, this come off like kind of asshole-ish. You should be able to attempt, but there's a reason why like I can't play basketball, because there's certain filters that prevent me from doing that. Yeah, I think that's the same for the entertainment industry, right? So so when you have AI though, I think it bridges that gap and it kind of opens up a door where you wouldn't have never had a key to begin with. And with AI, you don't need to be charismatic. You don't need to have a good sounding voice or be young or good looking or blah blah blah. You don't need any of this stuff. You can just manufacture it, and then it's now you're a representative of this avatar thing of all these different traits, right? So now my natural or luck or whatever is lessened. Now you've bridged the gap. So that was really my main problem with it before, because then it makes me obsolete, because you can just mimic me. You can create another me, a better me, maybe, right? So like I agree. I think at some point, without regulation, it's going to we have a very dystopian future ahead of us, unfortunately. But yeah.
But would you say that AI, the only thing that humans have on it is imagination? Like AI has no imagination. AI just takes things that it already knows, facts that's already been placed into the world, into existence, and makes a story out of it or whatever. And like, yeah, when it comes to humans, we have that imagination, we have creativity, we have that, that, like you said, that God-given gift that I don't think that AI can really mimic to like to a high standpoint where it would take over like the entertainment industry at a complete influx.
Well, there's two. Oh, sorry, Brian.
I think the fan base is going to be a big thing. Like, for example, Kai's fan base is never going to leave him no matter what AI comes up. And another thing is like a great example, Masashi Kishimoto.
Old and die the fuck out. It's always new people that come around. So like Kai's
but I mean just fan base. Like for one specific creator, I believe like if you have a legit fan base, I think you can't necessarily be replaced. Like Masashi Kishimoto, if Masashi Kishimoto doesn't pen something, even if it's good, people will still kind of devalue it. You see what I'm saying? Because he didn't pen it.
It was this the show or whatever. My mom and them was watching. Hold on. I'm on to mute. So go ahead and talk.
Yeah, so I think things that are personalized to someone that has fans, I think that'll be a big thing. Like even if there's an AI that creates a great script from Kai, even if that script is actually like more entertaining than Kai, I think people would say it's not Kai, it's not his work, so it's not that good. And I think we kind of see that bore out in anime a lot, where the original artist, even not the artist, the original writer sometimes won't necessarily pen something, it'll be immediately devalued no matter the actual content or the context of the actual thing itself.
But the elements that make Kai can be mimicked through AI, and that's just like the projected 10 years. If we ever develop artificial general intelligence to where it's an actual sentient AI, then it can then we're on it like a different like slippery slope there. But I think the things that like we hold sacred, like human creativity, can easily be mimicked by a machine.
I don't think so. Like you said, like they can just make another Kai, but like you can't make something organic. Like I mean, maybe it can, but it's going to
be devalued. You can, I believe you can, but it will be devalued because it's not Kai. I think people will see that, and it's
no. What I'm saying is,
anime is like a great microcosm of that. Like
there's going to be a generational divide, I think, between like the older generation, or like even like my niece is like not even 1 year old. Her, like she'll be considered the older generation, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
So like versus the new generation who like my niece I just mentioned, right? She doesn't even know a world where there were Saturday morning cartoons or DVDs or anything like that. She doesn't even know what that is. It doesn't even, like her when she comes into her own as a teenager, let alone a young woman. All she won't like social media will be so vastly different by the time she's 15. Like the landscape is gonna be like she won't even know the world before, right? So to me, when they start to mimic us, okay, or like so they will diminish us, certainly diminish, replace in a lot of industries, yes. And the new generation, the new demographic, they won't care because they won't have anything to like really compare it to. It'll be abstract shit. It's like trying to tell me about like World War II. Like, okay, well, yeah, but like actually no, because I don't know what the fuck that is. Like I can read about it, I can look at it from an abstract lens, I can revel in the horrors of it all, but I don't feel it. I don't know it, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's just different.
It's kind of like if you like I was trying to say before my sister came and interrupted and opened the garage, but like I was watching this TV show, didn't know what the hell it is, still don't know what the hell it is to this day. But my mom and auntie was watching it, and they was like, some people were on there, and they was hella confident. I was like, who the hell is these two dudes? It was like named. I'm about to butcher their name. This is probably not their real name. I'm making something up right now. Duncan and Duncan. I'm like, who the hell is Duncan and Duncan, ma? She was like, what? You don't know who that is? They produced this song and that song. And I was like, oh shit, no, I don't know who these niggas are, but they sure did a lot. Like, I don't know.
My mom does that too.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though, like. That generation right there, like they had their time where it was like mad famous people and they're famous to them, but they don't mean shit to you. And like it's going to be the same thing for the generation after us and generation next. Like it's always going to be something new. So I think
it's
AI could grasp it. Like
it's like MJ. It's like MJ is only still relevant because they keep trying to keep him relevant. Like it like if a new generation, like my generation and younger, like it's LeBron, it's Steph. Like it's not Michael Jordan, it's not Pippen, it's not none of these dudes, bro.
Only reason why Jordan is still relevant to the younger audience is because of the shoes. Bro. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah, I don't fully see that. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I think those two can also coexist. I think there could be human creators and also AI creators.
What basketball player has a bigger shoe than Jordan?
I'm not saying that there's going to be a bigger. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's going to be a lane for human creators going out and meeting fans, that what's called interacting with a whole bunch of other things, collabs and stuff like that AI just cannot do.
Yeah, I think they said the same thing with streaming though. Like they said streaming couldn't take over like television. Like no, I disagree. I never said that, me personally. No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like at the time period, Like,
but my point
for
is,
instance, that's why Blockbuster went out of like who the people like, what the fuck is Blockbuster? Yeah, that's why Blockbuster went out of business because they wouldn't get with the times and they wouldn't go to the streaming revolution. And they had a chance to buy out Netflix for like, what was it, like $1 million or some shit like that?
Yeah, that's a separate discussion. Yeah, I get that's a separate discussion, but I think there is a lane for human creators as well. There's a difference. Like VTubers are a thing, we understand this, right? But they don't necessarily have the same impact as like actual on-screen streamers.
No, I get what you're saying too, but like cable is still a thing, but we have streaming and like the older audience, they watch cable, but eventually that audience. No, I'm just saying, like I'm just being real though. Like that older audience is going to die out. And cable is not going to be non-existent. And streaming is going to be the platform. And eventually, streaming is going to die.
I don't think it's going to be that. I think both can coexist. What you're saying is cable and streaming right now are coexisting, but cable is dying. That's fine. That's a separate discussion. I'm saying that streamers and AI influencers can coexist. I don't think human streamers are going to die.
One got to die out. One got to die out at one point.
I disagree with that.
I don't think one will ever truly die out. Obviously, not the AI, because if we're trending as a society, like a global society in that direction, obviously not. But I do agree with Bar. There's going to be a lane in which human creators can exist in because they can only do there can only be things done by actual flesh and blood person in the real world, like meet and greets. Right, you would imagine at the very least, right? Unless the technology is like exponentially, right?
Wait, hold on. But I'm sorry to cut you off, but now they have like if you go to the metaverse and shit like that, like you can just put on a virtual reality helmet and you can go and meet people and shit. They ain't got to be real.
Again, separate.
So that's going to be a problem because you'll never really be so there's going to be people who are going to try to use real life meetups as a way of confirming that you're a person because it's going to get so good that you won't be able to tell. So for me personally, I welcome AI, although I was like very apprehensive about it at first. I am very welcoming of it. But yeah, no, I think there's a difference though, because yes, human beings will, etch out their own little niche and they can coexist, but one's obviously going to be higher than the other. It's going to be leaning towards AI. And the question,
I don't think that's the case.
The question I believe was, will it replace? I don't think it will. I think it will replace in like, how do I say this? I think it's going to be gradual. At first, it's going to be obviously content creators backing AI. So maybe like an avatar, like Mickey Mouse would be like an avatar that that a person is behind. So you don't see the person. It's like the VTubers. I think that'll probably be like one of the first waves of it to where there's going to be a trend where everybody has their own avatar, like a video game, but like online. It's not just exclusive. It's going to be like some Ready Player One shit, I think. And then eventually, I think AI is going to like be the thing. It'll always have people backing it unless it becomes general artificial intelligence or artificial general intelligence. It's actually sentient. But yeah,
I think if you mix AI with VR with virtual reality, you got a whole other fucking beast. Like I remember my fucking cousin. She's older than me, like by like 15 years. So she's pretty fucking old, ancient. She told me she was going to a goddamn Taylor Swift concert. I was like, when you going? She was like, I'm about to go right now. This bitch put on her fucking helmet and shoes at the Taylor Swift concert. I was like, what the fuck? I was confused. Like I think there's going to be a point in time where shit is going to be strange as hell, bro. And we're going to be looking like, what the fuck?
I think that mentality is what's going to get you called a boomer. Because calling it strange. Like I think it's going to be. Man, the world has made a shift, and is like, have you guys felt like the world's just weird?
Yeah,
like it feels fake. Like everything, like there's always a boogeyman, there's always some conflict. Like just you look around, like when I say the Twilight Zone, it really genuinely feels like
seriously,
this shit isn't real.
But I feel like it's always been the case. I feel like the world's always been Twilight Zone, right?
But I feel like maybe when I was a kid, I didn't notice it. As a teenager, I didn't notice it. I was all wrapped up in my own shit. Even as like a man, I was like miserable and depressed, doing like 9-to-5 jobs. Like fuck this sucks. I wasn't really paying attention to shit around me, and maybe that's the case. But just for me, like my subjective point of view, this world we live in is a fucking clown show. It's insane. It's like insane. Yeah. Sorry.
No. I was gonna just say it's like that movie. You ever seen that movie with what's dude's name from Dumb and Dumber?
Jim?
Oh, shit. Yeah, Jim Carrey, where his life, like he didn't know his life was pretty much a TV show. Can't remember the name of the movie.
Hold on, give me a second.
You know what I'm
The
talking
Truman
about?
Show.
Right?
The Truman
Yeah,
Show.
the Truman Show. There you go. Like he didn't know the whole time his life was freaking a whole TV show until the end when he actually figured it out. And it was like, then what? You know? So like, shit, this virtual reality we live in, like, if as long as you don't know it's a virtual reality, then you're gonna be fine. You're gonna have fun. Once you figure it out, it's like, what now?
It's weird. So like me right now, like I'm gearing up for 2025. I'm actually really excited for like this year and just like what I wanted to do with my channel. I'm already like pre-prepping stuff and like setting things up. I'm like super excited for this like new like formula, process, steps, plan I have that I've worked out. So I'm approaching content creation in a way I've never done it before because I've never actually cared, to be honest. It's just some shit I did as a hobby or like, I don't know, it's therapeutic or it made me like feel better about my situation or whatever. It was never something I took serious as a business, although I wanted it to be that way. So for me, I'm excited for it. So I'm gonna incorporate AI. I'm gonna incorporate all these like different technologies. I'm gonna learn as much as I possibly can, because I think that is the future. I think what is it? Virtual reality is the future. I think AI is the future. So just getting back to your question, I don't think we're gonna be. I think we will be replaced, but we won't be like destroyed. And those of us who are going to be successful, because even if you're not successful in this current meta, you might wait a few years and you might just be successful in the new one because shit is always shifting. So like,
yeah, for sure.
My whole thing is like, if you don't have a platform in the years to come, you don't have a voice. Like I don't even know how you exist in this world as like, I guess it's been so long since I've been that like a normie, but like you don't have an audience. You're like you're just some fucker in the comments. And like, no offense, like just like you don't have any, you have no power. Like you'll forever be a consumer. You'll forever be the customer. You'll never be the creator. You'll never be in the spotlight. You'll never have power. Like create your voice, create your power, create a platform. You have to have that, I think, moving forwards. Otherwise, you're just another sheep, another gear, another fucking background character, right? So
I mean, isn't that in every niche like in everything? Like because you can be just a consumer of a fast food restaurant, but the person who at the top is reaping all the benefits, but you're just another sheep to them.
Yes, but this particular medium, like it's very accessible. It doesn't take much. Like if I want to create a franchise for McDonald's, there's some things I need, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're a little bit difficult, I would think, in comparison to this. So that's why I say like if you're in the comment section right now, that's why I'm so like happy for Kiddo Maki, because when I first met him, I don't even know if he had 1,000 subs, right? And I was always saying on my channel, you guys who are watching me, who are in my community, go out and make your own channels. Go out and do your own fucking thing. Like why? Like because I was watching King of Lightning, and I was thinking, well, fuck, I can do what he's doing. And to honest, I can do it better. But that was what I was thinking.
That
like
point right there, though, is like you can do it, but it's like what are the hundreds of thousands of people who tried to do it but failed, and then they're like, I don't want to do this shit.
But that's one of the filters, because if you don't have that's why like it always tickles me when people. Well, that's why it always tickles me when people is like, MELLO is like so arrogant and cocky and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I don't think I'm cocky. I think I'm confident, and I speak my voice and I give my opinion and tell the truth. But even if I was, would you be surprised? Like I have a few people who like try to put me down or whatever, but largely as a content creator, most of your comments are positive. We just don't pay attention to them. So I have like a constant stream of self-gratifying, you're the GOAT, your voice is the greatest ever, like you should do voice acting, you should do radio, you're so blah blah blah, you're so blah XY. Let alone the thirst DMs that I get on fucking X, and yeah, like that aside, for like since I started, I get thirst DMs on fucking Twitch. I don't know why. What the fuck? I'm not even on Twitch like that. But yeah, so like that shit, like I think, yeah, you just gotta, I don't know, try, like go out there and bank it all on yourself. And if you fail, you fail, but at least you will know that you tried.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Though, like that's why I said like you can't fail if you never tried. You know,
yeah,
you can't succeed if you never tried. Exactly.
And to be another thing, I'd say to keep shooting. Like hypothetically, if you make a YouTube channel and that doesn't pop off, make it TikTok. Maybe that pops off. Maybe switch the topic. Maybe if you can't talk about anime, talk about sports. You can't talk about sports, talk about politics. Like there's a bunch of things, and I believe that it right now the space for influencers is just going to get bigger and bigger. In my personal opinion, because it's just so accessible, as Mel said. I think there's a lot of opportunity. Not only that, monetization is getting significantly better. Like TikTok is paying, Facebook is paying, damn, everything is paying. Twitter is paying. Like so, there's just more incentive now, and more people are going to get into it. So I recommend, right, if y'all follow us, of course, y'all should be with those guys as well. I'd love to see more Kiyomaki. I remember earlier on in my YouTube career, there was a guy called Eternal Hokage, and he was like one of those smaller YouTubers as well. One of my homies, and then I seen him grow his channel to like significant subscribers. He stopped, but he was one of those guys who just started and then blew up. And I think that a lot of you guys could be it too, but you guys just don't necessarily want to start, or kind of, or just afraid of, or the anxiety of being an influencer, having on the internet.
And I can get it too, because like I have another whole channel that I just like I toy with shit. Like I try different things. I try different editing process. I try like AI voice. Like I try different things to see what would catch, will like catch on. And like I get it. Like I just don't I'm not consistent enough with what I should be doing, I should say. Like if I was more consistent and put it out there, like it's like with YouTube, all it takes is one video for you to get like a whole bunch of views on it, and you're good for like your YouTube career, as long as you keep on putting out that content. And it's like real easy for you to get one video out of 100 that will get like 10,000 views if you want to be really frank.
You know what the problem? What the problem is, and this is a problem I've had too. I've completely shifted my mind, because like my subscriber count isn't where my talent says it should be. I'm not like trying to stroke I'm just being honest, right? But I don't have a problem with that, because I haven't done what I was supposed to do. If I was doing my best, or doing what I was supposed to do, or being consistent, like blah blah blah, right? I think I have quality with my content, and I upload every now and again. But I look at like NC Hammer, right? This is the thing I did. I looked at like successful content creators in my niche, and I saw how many times a month they uploaded, right? In certain months, it's averaging around like 20 up, right? So I look at my channel, I'm uploading 7 videos a month. Right. I'm like, they have way more, like hundreds of thousands more subs than me, and they still upload like 20 a month.
But some of those,
I don't know like currently, but this is something I did like maybe like a year or so ago. But
no, but like some of those, like it's kind of hard to get discouraged. Like I mean, like I can see you getting discouraged by that, but like some of those channels though, they have a machine behind them. They have editors. They have like, you do everything on your own where it comes to like scripting your videos and editing.
True. Some of them do, some of them don't. But it's not about me being discouraged by it. It's me trying to use that as information to like improve.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm not. I think maybe my first 6 months I was paying attention to other content creators relative to me, and then I realized that was a loser's mentality. Like it's literally the thief of joy. Like it's just not something that's worth doing. But that's not my point. My point is like, you look at people who are successful in your niche, and then you try to mimic that, but not in a way that's like plagiarism, right? So for me, like when I take a look at that, like I'm like, well, my subscriber count is not where it should be, and I've had people tell me this, right? Oh, Mel, you should be doing way better. I'm like, I haven't actually been trying though. Like I haven't done the business stuff. I've been like the more artistic. I'm here for my creative expression. I don't give a fuck about, like, if I cared about subscribers, I wouldn't say half the shit I say or do half the shit I do, right? But my thing is, for me, right? That's why I don't get discouraged by this kind of stuff. If I tried my very best this entire time and was still getting these results, then we would have a problem, because then what I want to do isn't realistic. And this is the point I was trying to get to. This long ass thing, using myself as an example. I want you to create your platform, but if you ain't it, you ain't it. Like if you don't, you need something. You need a spark. You need a process, a creative process, a creative vision. You need to be able to manifest that. You need charisma. You need to be able to lure people and keep people, not even just bring them in, but keep them there. You need to have something. You can't just be Joe fucking Blow talking in your monotone voice like this, or how you talk to your customers at your job. Like maybe that works, and maybe that blows up. I don't fucking know. You never know, really. But
yeah, I'm about to say like
don't delude yourself. Don't delude yourself. Don't be doing shit for X, Y, and Z. You've been giving it your best for 5 years, and you still like 500 subs. It's probably time to get a job. But yeah.
Yeah, true. And also, I'd say even if it's not necessarily content creation, I'd say make yourself valuable in a way that you don't necessarily see AI taking your job. And me personally, I might have like a different view. I just personally believe that content creation is probably going to stand a test of time. AI is definitely going to take a lot of jobs, and don't get me wrong, but I don't necessarily think that this is going to be one of the main ones. Like cashiers probably, but content creation, I don't know.
All I hope is that it just doesn't take over fast food, because if they get my order incorrect, bro, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. Who am I going to cuss out? I can't cuss out a robot. I need an actual human to cuss the fuck out, bro. Like, what the hell? Y'all put pickles on here. I asked for no pickles, bro. Y'all put extra pickles.
But that could be why AI is replacing. The AI won't get it wrong.
Yes, I don't want no people, bro. Like no little nasty ass, snotty ass. My life sucks, so I'm gonna wipe my ass with your bun. Like
what?
No, bro. Yes, man. It's a miserable motherfucker. Bro, I worked at Wendy's with a motherfucker out of prison. I didn't know this at the time. Okay, bro was just looking at my cake like it was crazy, bro. I didn't even know. I was like, fucking,
what?
Yeah, bro. This dude was crazy. Me and my friend Miguelito. Okay, I don't even think he was there at the time. But like this dude's like straight out of fucking prison. This dude making a burger, right?
Wait, hold on. Your friend, burger. Did you call him that? Like, did you have a nickname for this guy? Because you said his name just very fluently.
Miguelito.
Very, yes.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican. That's what the Hispanic women called him, Little Miguelito.
Got you.
Yeah. His name is Miguel. But yeah, so like that guy, he made a burger, dropped the patty, picked it up, looked at me like, bitch, say something. And I said, nothing. Okay. And then he put that shit on. I have regrets to this day, just from a moral standpoint. I should have at the very least just made the sandwich myself and threw that one out.
How long was the patty on the floor for? You know?
Long enough.
We picked it up immediately then. Yeah, I think it's like a 3-second rule.
You know how nasty a fast food, right? Like you need like fucking special shoes just to walk in that bitch. Otherwise, you're hitting the Michael Jackson splits. It's over, bro.
Yeah, the non-slip, bro.
Yeah, bro. I remember I thought I was Billy Badass. I don't need no non-slip, bro. I couldn't even work that shift. Like, bro,
sliding all around the motherfucking place.
I know. I'm sitting here hitting spin moves and fucking drop down. Like, goddamn.
I think that was my first job, was like McDonald's or some shit like that. And I think I did the same thing. I came in day one and they gave me non-slips to wear. But I was like, I don't want to wear these ugly ass shoes.
They gave you shoes? Oh,
they gave me the non-slips. I think if I'm remembering off of memory correctly, I think I probably did have to buy them. But that's probably why I didn't have them, because I had to buy them. And I was like, I'm not going with these shits. I went in with some with some good shoes and sliding all over the place, bro. I regretted it.
I still got them shoes, bro.
That is insanity.
All right, boys. I think it's time, boy. I think it's time.
Pushing 4 hours. Like, what's going on here?
We just sitting here having a conversation at this point.
It's content.
It was a good conversation,
guys. Pulling up Bar B free game. Shout out to you guys. Bar B's been uploading content, a lot of content. Hell, I heard he's going to upload something tomorrow. Okay.
My guy didn't. I didn't tell anybody that. How did he know? Tomorrow's video is going to be about Boruto finessing Ada. Ada's choosing already. Boruto is likely going to get omnipotence. The video after that is probably going to be about Boruto potentially becoming Otsuki God.
Whoa! Don't give away the plot.
I'm on the roll. I've been on the roll.
You're not gonna make a video on what Chat GPT just cooked up for you, bro?
No, that's not Boruto, bro. I might read episode 2. I read episode 1.
Episode 2. What the fuck?
I'm gonna ask for episode 2.
Yeah, the actual series. I'm crying.
Walker made himself a great American novel. Goddamn. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. It might be stolen from all the other great ones, but you know, it is what it is, bro.
Bro, he put it in the private chat. He's not kidding about this shit.
Yeah, that's the problem. If y'all want to put in Chat GPT, like just change names and change some abilities, y'all could write your own story. Like this prompt is impeccable.
Yo, we should. Wimby dropped 50 2 weeks ago. I didn't even see this. We should do something like that. Like, hey, let's go and Chat GPT and like do like a Boruto what if, and then see what happens and just like.
That's fire! Yeah, let's do that. That sounds.
That'd be crazy.
That's actually a dope ass idea.
Write a script of such and such for such and such. Yeah, that'd be fire.
Yeah, we should do that next stream or something. But all right, man, because my ass is starting to hurt. Later, guys. Oh shit! Hold on. No,
wait, shout out to
yeah,
Ready,
I'm about to say Ready SG
SG.
and Bravo got bands. $10 donation in the 50 piece. We appreciate y'all.
Oh, shout out for real.
Shout out to the channel members, subscribers, new subs. You guys are awesome.
Hit that
you guys
like
are the
button.
lifeblood. We appreciate it. I think we're gonna be trying to rev up the Cloud Ninja server with some events or something. We have to maybe have a conversation. I think I wanted to do like a tier list, but like a community event or something. I have to figure it out. I've been a little busy.
Well, honestly, I would have to. I got to move first because my Wi-Fi here where I'm at is not that great. That's why we're using that duck right now. So, I mean, unless you can host it, then we can go ahead and go for it.
I got you. All right, boys. Later. Peace.
All right, later.